In the corner. It's shot. Touchdown. How about this? Oh, my gosh. Maybe the best in 4 years. There is always something special on a college football Saturday in Louisiana, especially today as the undefeated Gamecocks come to town to take on the Tigers of Louisiana State. None more expecting victory than Mike the Sixth. It's game day in Death Valley in Baton Rouge. More than 92,000 have gathered in anticipation of this battle between the second-ranked Tigers of Louisiana State. Head coach Les Miles, and they battled the Gamecocks of South Carolina. South Carolina 3-0, LSU 3-0. It's SEC football on CBS.
3, 2, 1, 0. Tigers are the national champions!
The cheering that celebrated LSU's 2003 national title continues to reverberate through the bayou. But the road to another championship is fraught with potential potholes. So far this season, the Tigers have cruised through the early part of the journey. The first potential roadblock, Virginia Tech, was navigated with shocking ease. As the journey continues, a familiar but dangerous detour looms just ahead. Steve Spurrier. While in Florida, Spurrier's Gators flattened LSU on a regular basis. Now the head ball coach is at South Carolina, and the Gamecocks have rarely been able to slow the Tigers, much less force them to hit the brakes. So LSU and South Carolina intersect at the quarter point of the season, both undefeated, but only one will continue down the path in pursuit of perfection.
We welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon from Death Valley Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Two undefeated teams help us join the SEC in celebrating 75 years of college football. It's the Gamecocks of South Carolina against the second-ranked Tigers of LSU. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson. Welcome to Death Valley. Preseason expectations for this LSU team were about this high. Given the explosive start on both sides of the ball, they're off the charts here in Louisiana, especially, I think, because of the accomplishments of this Bo Pelini-led defense. Gary, they're putting up numbers that are staggering.
You know, Vern, my first impression is you look at this team and go, can they be this good? I mean, nobody's this good. And then you go to practice, they're this good. I mean, they got players all over that defense, playmakers all over that defense, the outside, the linebackers. But it all starts right in the middle with one of the best college football players in America, and Glenn Dorsey. He's one of those people that offenses have to game plan around. If you don't account for number 72 on every play, he will disrupt your game plan and make you, frankly, look kind of foolish out there trying to go against this defense. He's really something special.
South Carolina comes in decided underdogs, but they've got this guy on the sideline, a fellow with whom we've all become familiar, the old ball coach.
You know, I had a kind of a feeling the last couple of years Steve was kind of doing it with smoke and mirrors, but not this year. He's got a team, and he's got one of those teams that has a better defense than what he's used to. He runs the ball better, and you know, if there is a weakness in this LSU defense, that guy right there just might be able to find it.
All right, Gary, experience SEC college football on CBS, brought to you in high definition by Sony. Well, Tropical Depression 10 made its appearance felt here in Baton Rouge about a half an hour ago.
We expect heavy rain before the afternoon is complete. It has subsided for the moment. A temperature of 87 degrees. LSU has dominated this series. The only victory by South Carolina came here by 1 point in 1994. LSU won the toss. They deferred the option to the second half. David Crutchfield will kick off for the Tigers of LSU. And, of course, the new college football rule, he kicks off from the 30-yard line. Captain Munnerlyn, number 1, awaits the kick for South Carolina. Got a little bit of a break to the outside, but he's hauled down by Danny McCray, number 44, and driven out of bounds. So let's check in now with Tracy Wolfson.
The question will be, how will Matt Flynn's ankle sprain hold up if this rain continues? He told us he was 90% going in. He'll be wearing a custom-made brace on that right ankle. He'll also be wearing specially made sneakers that he said are more comfortable. They're basically tennis shoes. He'll be without the senior wide receiver, Early Doucette, his go-to guy who's suffering from a groin injury, missing his second straight game. Also out with the starting defensive tackle, Charles Alexander, who's out for the season with a knee injury.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Blake Mitchell starts at quarterback. That's Kenny McKinley in motion. The handoff goes to the deep back, Corey Boyd, and he is stuffed. Offensively, Blake Mitchell, who missed the first game because of a suspension, is the quarterback. The offensive lineup presented by Applebee's. And Blake Mitchell has drawn the ire of his football coach up front. Meredith Anderson, Brown, Jean-Pierre, and Sorensen. Right guard has been a problem position for this team. McKinley, Boyd, Stafford, Andy Boyd, the tight end. And Jay Barnes opens true freshman at wide receiver. Jason Barnes, number 4. Play action fake. Mitchell with a lot of time, but nobody open. Now goes deep. Man coverage. Chevis Jackson was there to knock it away from the true freshman, Jason Barnes.
Well, we talked about Dorsey early, and you do not want this guy to get off early. So what do? You game plan? You put one guy, 2 guys on him, stay with him all the way, and if he gets through, there might even be another guy. But LSU's defense has playmakers and experience all around this defense, and those defensive backs, that time it was Jackson, they just play so smart.
3rd and 10. South Carolina. Freddie Brown is in as the 3rd wide receiver now. He's in the slot. Jason Barnes, the true freshman, top right. Here's Mitchell being chased. Nobody there. Good night, Glenn Dorsey and Kirsten Pittman. And Pittman will get credit for the sack. This LSU team is averaging 4.3 sacks per game.
Well, this is just a plain mental mistake by the quarterback. A senior quarterback. There's Pittman, Dorsey right there, number 72. They put 2 guys and a back on him. But if you're a quarterback and you're playing this type of defense, you got to get rid of the ball. You can't take a sack.
Ryan Suckup will punt it away. Jared Mitchell awaits it and lets it bounce. Takes a South Carolina roll down to the 31-yard line. 49-yard punt, nothing on the return. And Matt Flynn is back in the lineup. Matt Flynn missed last week's game. Tracy alluded to the high ankle sprain. He's a 5th-year senior, starting for the first time as the LSU quarterback, and having a terrific start. 2 touchdowns, has not been intercepted yet. Up front, it's Black, Johnson, Helms, Hitt, and Stewart. Brandon LaFell, Jacob Hester, Johnson, Dixon, and Mitchell, the other skill set. And Early Doucette, as Tracy also said, the wide receiver is not playing today because of a groin pull. Demetrius Byrd and Chris Mitchell open as slot receivers. Here's the pass inside. Brandon LaFell, number 1, makes the tackle at the 36-yard line. And let's check the defense now for the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Up front, well, that's Mitchell, the starting quarterback. We'll get the defensive unit in just a moment. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Look at LSU come out aggressively in this game, and they do not want to mess around with South Carolina.
Bird and Mitchell, both first-year players now for LSU, are on the field again. Both had big games in the win over Middle Tennessee. Here's a blitz by South Carolina. Flynn finds a man open, and he drops the ball. That's going to be an incomplete pass. Jared Mitchell, who had 6 catches last week, and one of the defenders is on the floor. It's one of the Brinkley twins. Jasper Brinkley is down.
It is Jasper Brinkley. Their playmaker, the middle of the defense. And by the way, I was out at practice with South Carolina. Vern, he calls everything. Everything is going through this guy for this defense. Not only do they can't have him hurt physically, but mentally, the mental part of this game, a lot is on his shoulders. I think Emmanuel Cook came up, and you can see it. His knee got right under him, right there on the end of that play under Mitchell.
So Jasper, his twin brother Casper, also a starter. The two from Thompson, Georgia, just to the west of Augusta. And let's check the defense. Norwood, Hall, Adjaboy, and Brinkley. That's Casper Brinkley. In the middle is Jasper Brinkley. Tracy will check on his status. And the defensive secondary, Munnerlyn, Stewart, Cook, and Thomas. 3rd and 4. Flynn back. Stunts coming. Inside pass is dropped by Jared Mitchell.
South Carolina only had 2 defensive linemen on the field that time, but pressure right up the gut was enough to force that throw high. You throw the ball high, you're going to get incompletions, and that's exactly what happened.
New punter this season in his senior year, Patrick Fisher. And he's on to punt, averaging 44.5 in the first 3 games. And deep for the Gamecocks, Captain Munnerlyn. Oh, a little pressure applied.
Got through the wall there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Munnerlyn lets it go, and it hops out of bounds. Not a particularly good punt. Matter of fact, it's a very poor punt. 25 yards. Glenn Dorsey. He will emote for you.
Yeah, he's the center of the deep, but better block him.
12:20 to go first quarter. And let's check the Louisiana State defense, ranked #1 in college football. Jackson Dorsey, favorite for Alexander and Kirsten Pittman. The linebackers, Sanders, Beckwith, Ollie Highsmith, the senior. And in the secondary, 2 new starters. They're the safeties, Stelz and Taylor, Jackson and Zenon, both in their 3rd year as starters for LSU. Jared Cook on as the second tight end now. And Blake Mitchell will operate from the gun on 1st and 10 with Corey Boyd alongside. Mitchell goes right, man open. It's Jared Cook who makes the grab. Out at the cross midfield at the 45. That's a gain of 16. 3rd year as the head coach, South Carolina, Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, he's got one of those teams that is in transition still. Now, it's funny to say when you're a number 12 team in the country. It's early yet, but he knows he's putting it together piece by piece, and he believes if he gets that play out of his quarterback, there are holes in this defense. Interesting.
1st down and 10. Under center now is Blake Mitchell. Quick step. Tipped inside. And it falls incomplete. Kirsten Pittman with the tip and the attempted interception. And Les Miles, 25-4 as a head coach at Louisiana State.
There's kind of a saying is that the players won't trust anything that you say if they don't trust that you care. And I think that's what Les Miles has got going in LSU right now. These players trust that Les Miles cares about them. Now, all this stuff is going on the outside, but interestingly, when we talk to the players, it didn't seem to filter to them at all.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 10. Here comes the 4-man LSU rush. Mitchell goes deep down the middle. Jared Cook, and it's knocked away on the secondary hit. Zenon was first there, and then Craig Stelz, and Cook is going to be very slow getting up.
Yeah, that is one of those plays that if you're going to throw the ball down the middle like that, you cannot let it hang, especially against Stelz. He's one of the big hitters. Remind me, see, he had to come in. I mean, great hit. Zenon's there. Stelz is there. And unfortunately, the ball was there at the same time. You know, when you're going to throw it, remember, against these guys, you better get it off under rhythm. This is like playing against, you know, one of those top-notch defenses that you very seldom see where they got 4 rushers. Timing, timing, timing. Get it out of your hand because you're not going to have a lot of time.
Well, as Jared Cook hit the ground, it looked like he'd been the victim of a right uppercut. He was out on his feet.
And he's one of those blend guys. He half tight end, half wide receiver. You see him all over the football field. And it gives South Carolina good matchups, they believe. They can usually get him on safeties. They did not on this one. But Stelz, he's a special football player, this guy.
Greg Stelz, number 16. Cook will walk off the field unassisted. Stelz, who replaces Jesse Daniels in this backfield. Of course, the other safety who went on to the National Football League, LaRon Landry. This LSU team, though, has moved on without a hiccup. 3rd down and 10.
Danny McCrave, number 44, comes in a lot. They're in the nickel package. He's over the slot right down there.
I formation. Mitchell, play fake, down the middle, deep, and it's tipped and incomplete. Good coverage on Jason Barnes, the intended receiver. So 1 first down, a 16-yard catch by Cook. And now South Carolina will yield the football.
You have to earn every yard against this defense. Every yard has to be earned because they've got experience in the secondary, linebacker, and athletes up front. Everything has to be right on time. And, you know, Steve told me yesterday, once he gets it was Wednesday, actually. Once he gets inside the 50, he might keep 4 down, but this is too far away. 4th and 10. I mean, not even Steve is, you know, I know there's casinos around here, but not even Steve.
Well, Suckup with that little rugby move to the right side. That's a fine punt.
Yes,
wow.
it was.
Oh, dandy. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Ryan Suckup, who does it all. He's the punter and the place kicker for South Carolina. And wonderful effort for Suckup, Matt Flynn. And the LSU Tigers have it for the 2nd time when we return to Baton Rouge. Tim, you are so right. I never even thought of that as a trap game, you know. And Ole Miss, we got a chance to watch much of it here. They really gave Florida what they wanted.
They're starting to recruit. They're putting people in place, and that's what happens. The bar's been raised, right, Vern?
Oh, boy. 1st down and 10 from the 5. Matt Flynn backs in the eye. They go left side to Jacob Hester. Quinn Johnson, number 45, the fullback, leading the way, and Marquis Hall, number 79.
Well, this team is not anymore just Steve Spurrier in offense. Tyrone Nix right there. He's defensive coordinator. Listen to this. On the road, the last 2 years, this defense, his defense, has not given up more than 17 points to any SEC team. And that's Florida, Tennessee, Georgia. That's what the defense has done on the road. They're not going to back up today.
Well, and Spurrier and his go back to the Spurrier side on 2nd down, make the point after this. 2nd and 6. And they'll give it off up the middle. Jacob Hester breaks the tackle and sprints out to the 23-yard line. Emmanuel Cook makes the tackle, but a 15-yard gain for Jacob Hester.
Well, it's tough to tackle Jacob Hester anyway, but one of the changes because of the injury to Nathan Pepper is Cliff Matthews, number 83, is playing. He's also, see, he misses the tackle right there. He's also playing, young player, gifted player, but he's playing with a bandaged right hand because of a cracked bone in his wrist.
1st down and 10 on that 15-yard gallop by Hester. Play fake, Flynn flips it out. Right side, it's the fullback, Quinn Johnson. And a nice move out to the 33. And Jasper Brinkley went down. We've got more from Tracy Wilson. Trace?
That's right, guys. They said Jasper Brinkley has a right knee sprain. It also looked like he scraped it up a bit. They cleaned it, bandaged it, put a soft black brace on it, and said he could go back in. He tried to just go in. He came right off after that last play, shaking his head. He's right now on the training table. They're looking at it again. Any more information, I'll bring it to you.
All right. Thank you, Trace. There's his brother Casper on the field. 2nd down and less than a yard. They'll run it. Right side. 1st down LSU is Jacob Hester. And let's go back once again and check in with Tim Brando in our New York.
In Oxford. Back to Vernon and Garrett.
I don't think so. First down and 10. Charles Scott, number 32, makes his first appearance in the backfield. They fake to him. Flynn, nobody open, makes his second read and goes deep. It's Jared Mitchell, who had about a foot. Captain Munnerlyn, number 1, was defending.
You know, without Jasper Brinkley in there, what South Carolina has been forced to do is go to their nickel and dime package by getting different people on the boards. Now this ball on the field, this one just a little overthrow on the center fielder for LSU baseball.
That's right, Jared Carter. You've done your homework.
Jared Mitchell, right?
Jared Mitchell.
Yeah, you got it right there.
I didn't do my homework.
I mean, that was a triple. Right over his head.
Well, he only hit 258 last year.
Well, but he stole a lot of bases.
He had 18 steals. You and I have been going to the same dictionary. Second down. Flynn comes right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, and the ball slipped. Yep,
that's what I used to do. The old slipped. Just make sure everybody sees the old slip. Sometimes, because he was wide open, they tried to get a linebacker out underneath it, and as he throws the ball, it just sails. Let's see if anybody's in his face. Not really. That one, I guess you got to classify that as a slip, because that was a wide open completion that time to LaFell, don't you think? I mean, nobody near him. Nobody near him.
Well, we had rain showers about an hour ago, but it's not raining now, so you can't blame it on a wet football.
Nope.
Third down and 10. And the fifth-year senior Matt Flynn will operate from the gun. Red Helm snaps it back. Got a man. It's Mitchell open on the left side, but he's short of the first down, so fourth down.
Well, South Carolina's defense is very aggressive. They want to play physical. They believe to win this game, they must be physical in the secondary. They must hit the receivers, but even though they're aggressive, they backed off and let the underneath throw go there, and it's smart defense to come up and make the tackle.
And so on fourth down, Fisher is coming on. There's Captain Munnerlyn, who gives way to Kenny McKinley. Munnerlyn was back for the first punt. Fisher popped that one all of 25 yards.
Let's see if in the middle of this, Cliff Matthews is going to put pressure. Here he comes again. He got it. He got it. He got it.
He did it.
Cliff Matthews is the guy who got it.
And so it limps to a rest at the 33-yard line. They came right up the middle again.
Yep, and it was with his bandaged hand, too. He came right up the middle. He was right over the center, and he went right through the wall. A wall that's looks a little weak there. Looked like the Berlin Wall crumbling on that one. Watch it coming right up the gut. You can't run through three people like that. That's embarrassing if you're LSU.
Looks like Jarvis Moss.
Yes, it sure did.
We're back in Baton Rouge. Let's take a look at Home Depot's tools for success.
Well, and let's talk about the defense for LSU. It's got such a reputation, and the reason it does is because they come at you in so many different ways, whether great play in the secondary, physical play from the defensive end or up the middle, or just all-around toughness and leadership from an All-American. They just got so many different ways. You must be very good, and that translates into numbers like that.
First in scoring and total yards, second passing yards, third and fourth, respectively, in the next two numbers. Mike Davis now, who will rotate with Corey Boyd, is on the field as a running back. Jared Cook is back. They fake the reverse and hand it off to Davis, who goes right and does manage to get almost 5 yards on the first down play. Well, this LSU team in the first quarter has been totally dominant. Look at this, 27 to nothing.
And in the first half ever, they've just been blowing people out. And see, this is the advantage. Steve Spurrier, when he's facing up a defense like this, Bo Pelini defense, he's saying, get me to the second half. Exchange of punts, advantage South Carolina.
Second down and 5. Quick setup, left side, Kenny McKinley, and that's going to be good enough for a first down on the left side. What a gaudy stat, under 16 games and almost a quarter now under Les Miles, 16 home games. LSU has outscored opponents in the first quarter 167-7.
Wow. It's not even a night game today.
No. glad you noticed.
Steve Spurrier kind of, I don't think he hid the fact that he was happy that CBS picked up the game and it was in the afternoon.
Absolutely.
He's got a lot of experience in this league, and he knows it's a little different animal here at night.
First down and 10. 7.5 to go in the opening quarter. We are scoreless. special teams battle early on has been won by South Carolina. Here's Davis, breaks the first tackle. Nice effort. Okay, Tim, thank you, and we'll be here in a couple of weeks for Florida LSU in prime time.
Oh, really? I didn't notice we had that on the schedule. Really? We're coming back here.
We are. Here comes the blitz.
Watch out.
Mitchell is nailed for the second time. Up the middle, Derry Beckwith, the middle linebacker, number 48.
Southern California and LSU, I'm talking California, not Carolina, are the teams that do it better than anybody. The zone blitz and freeing up linebackers. They just do it better than anyone, getting a guy free. And what they do is their inside guys grab people. If they get blocked, they don't try to get through. They won't let you release, and they free up. They're very well schooled on saying, all right, if someone's blocking me, I'm not going to let them chip off on somebody else. It's just good coaching and great athletes.
3rd and 16. Four-man rush. No, there is a corner blitz coming, and they complete it to Davis. They're running back, and they pick up the first down.
Wow. That was a great play by Blake Mitchell right here. He saw that guy coming in. Remember how he got hit the play before. Now he's got a guy coming right into his face and picks up you get a little dump pass. You get it to people who can move the chains. And this is exactly what the Gamecocks are saying. Keep us in a game. Maybe they get a little frustrated. They're used to just shutting people down. And the little Spurrier defense that could, the offense that could, like last year against Florida, just keeps chugging down the field.
Now they lost that game in Gainesville on that blocked field goal by Jarvis Moss. Here's pressure and a little behind Jared Cook. Blake Mitchell incomplete. 5th-year senior. And did the visor go?
A little bit. See, what happens here is 2 guys are going to block right here on Dorsey, and that allows the defensive end to come around to the outside. Watch, 2 on Dorsey, and then to the outside, boom. Somebody gets off a half step late to the outside. That time it was Meredith looking in at Dorsey, just one hesitate, and then here comes a guy to the outside. That's what a great tackle. I mean, those guys, like a Jerome Brown, Warren Sapp, that's what he's like.
Motion in the line. Everybody gets reset. Bobbled snap, and now the flag. It's going to be a pre-snap penalty. So they did not get reset.
Well, it looked to me like the right tackle moved for South Carolina. Let's see what happens here. Sorensen, I thought, moved.
Dead ball. Offside on the defense. 99 was in the neutral zone, causing a false start. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's Thomas Ritter, our referee, and Marlon Favorite.
Favorite comes here. Now watch the movement here. No, it was earlier than that, actually. It was actually earlier. Well, looked like everybody got back to me on that one. Oh, well, 5 yards, 5 yards. Here's just something to look at early in this game. Blake Mitchell's doing a good job moving the chains, but he's already been hit 6 times in this game. Body punches like a boxer. Boom, boom, boom. Does it add up?
2nd down, 5. 5:16 to go. Scoreless first quarter in Baton Rouge. Gamecocks go from the I, 3 wides. Quick flip, a little one-man screen. Kenny McKinley rounds the corner, and he's moved to the 31-yard line. Jonathan Zenon, and now a flag is thrown at the point of the tackle.
I guess it could be a horse collar type play. Did he get the face mask? Yes, he got face mask.
Did.
Face mask, yep. Well, this is exactly little dink and dunk stuff that Steve knows to handle this pass. Right, it's funny talking. Steve's quote was precious.
Personal foul, face mask, number 19, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And Steve was talking about this great pass rush for LSU, and he says, well, we couldn't block South Carolina State, so we're used to this pass rush. We let them run straight through. We should be used to it. We ain't blocked anybody yet.
No hit of irony at all,
exactly.
Of course.
Good message to his offensive lineman.
First down and 10. This is only the 2nd time this year that any team has been inside the 20-yard line on LSU. The reverse coming left side. Now a double reverse, Kenny McKinley. And McKinley weaves his way out of bounds at the 9-yard line. We knew, did we not, that we were going to get a couple of gadget plays out of Steve Spurrier.
Not only was this a reverse, this was a reverse pass that was defended in the secondary. I don't know who saw it for watch this. This is coming across, but this guy right here stays home. Watch this. Play comes back. This is going to be a pass. Nobody's there, and McKinley is forced to run the ball because of great safety play.
The only time anybody has been inside the 20, Virginia Tech in the third quarter, 1 for 1. This is only the second time. How about this as a footnote? LSU is dead last in the SEC in red zone defense. Here's the handoff. Boyd goes right. Dragged down. And they are dead last because you determine effectiveness of red zone defense by percentage. Well, how about this?
You can throw the ball a little. You can run the ball a little with like these two running backs that South Carolina has. You can nullify an aggressive defense. So far, that's what's happened. See if Steve has something up his sleeve here to get somebody open. Doesn't have great experience at wide receiver.
Freddie Brown breaks top of the screen wide right. 1 touchdown scored against LSU in the first 3 games. That was by Virginia Tech. Mitchell, left side, inside McKinley. Dives for the goal line. I do not believe he got it. He's going to be ruled down just short.
Well, how pretty was that route? This was an audible. This was something that was ready for LSU. It was a slant. It was like a hidden slant to the outside. It was called by Blake Mitchell. He knows they're coming. He knows he has to get rid of it. And he almost like a pick play to the outside to Kenny Mitchell. One guy shades, the other guy runs it, and for the first down there on goal to goal.
11th play of the drive. South Carolina 11 for 11, and timeout is called by Blake Mitchell and the South Carolina Gamecocks. 3 minutes, 23 seconds to go, first quarter. Back in Baton Rouge after this. .323 to go first quarter. First and goal, South Carolina. They're a foot away from the end zone.
South Carolina's going unbalanced right. 2 tight ends to the right side of the formation.
Corey Boyd is the deep back. He gets the handoff, dives, and is stopped. Second down. Chevis Jackson, number 21.
And unbalanced right didn't help, did it?
Didn't.
They got to line up another guy over there. I mean, this is not a small South Carolina offensive line either, but that time the leverage inside, up front, LSU wins.
He lost a foot. McKinley goes wide to the right. Mike Davis is the deep back now in the I. They toss to Davis, left side, touchdown.
Drops in.
Only the second touchdown scored against LSU this season. The first was a meaningless score by Virginia Tech in the third quarter. And the Gamecocks come in and take the lead. Ryan Suckup for the extra point. How about that drive?
Well, it was so many good plays. The key third down drop-off play. Remember, that was the one that really kept the drive alive. Now you come out, pull the guard, and kick out, and nobody from the inside to get there. That's good offensive play for inside out, and gives something for Steve Spurrier to crow about. He's crowing right now, isn't he?
And it's regional action tomorrow, and the rain has reappeared.
Yeah, that was one of the questions early in this game. Les Miles, remember, he won and deferred. It may be the only time in the game when it's not raining. Usually when you know rain is coming and it was in the forecast, you take the ball because you don't know how sloppy it's going to be in the second half.
Suckup will kick off. Trendon Holiday, number 8, the 5'5" speedster, and Keelan Williams, the running back, await the kick at the 5. This is a short one. It'll be taken by Keelan Williams at the 8-yard line. And he nudges his way out across the 30. Now it's time for the playbook presented by the Hartford.
Well, the play behind the play, and nobody does it better. This is Spurrier devising an audible. Now watch Chevis Jackson give the signal. They're playing in and out coverage on these two guys, and they kind of hide and slant. Both guys go in. That's the best way to beat in and out coverage, and Spurrier had designed it. They ran it in practice all day, and they were looking for that coverage.
Well, Steve Spurrier's got the rain jacket back on, as do many of the 92,000 who gathered here. This is the effect of Tropical Depression 10. Moved inland near the Pensacola area last night. And handoff goes to Jacob Hester as he comes right. Marvin Sapp made the tackle.
Yeah, still no Jasper Brinkley, so they've moved. Marvin Sapp is listed back up to a couple guys there behind Polk and Brinkley. He's in the football game, and you know, next guy's got, as Steve always likes to say, first guy doesn't get it done, put the second guy in, see if he can get it done. If he can't get it done, put the first guy back in.
You do that pretty well. 2nd down and 9. Here's Matt Flynn. He's got a man open in the crease. Beautiful pass. Catch is made by Richard Dixon. Number 82, the tight end, 24 yards.
Another injury for the Gamecocks, and they're there at that ball. But this is a tight end running a route to the outside. He fakes an out route. Coming right out here, comes out, fakes out, and goes up. A wonderful throw. Fake out. You see him just leaving the screen, back in the seam, and a wonderful throw by Matt Flynn. I mean, this guy has all the parts in line. Talked to Gary Croton, the offensive coordinator. He says, you know what I like about it? Everything happens in a window. Nothing goes out. What it means is he throws the ball just in between his shoulders. He steps between his waist. He keeps his body over his toes. Sound like a golf analyst, don't I?
You do. You and David Fairdy and Peter Costas.
Yeah, you know, Vern, the tour, I thought you could have pulled off something here. The tour, on a day like this, when it gets bad, they tee it off early. You know,
right.
And they go, previously recorded.
Right,
Why couldn't we do this? It was nice all morning.
Well, David Toms is here, the LSU grad, and he said, no.
You guys, you did tee it off at 7:30. You're done by noon. And back to the golf course.
1st and 10 after the 24-yard pickup. The injured player was Lottie Ajaboy, defensive tackle. Here's Holiday. He's got great speed. He's only 5'5", 160 pounds. Second, he was in the 100-meter dash at the NCAAs this year.
Sometimes you just shouldn't try to figure out things if you're an analyst. You know, a muddy field, wet, go to your big... Wait, that's not a big guy. That's a sprint guy. You know, you think, okay, let's go to our mutters now. You know, nope, they're going to go to the fast guys. You just never know.
Trendon Holiday, 5'5", 160.
Still in the game.
Here's the handoff. They come right. It's Holiday. Oh, it's Christmas now. He's pretty quick.
He sure is. But I'll tell you, Brett Helms, who Les Miles says is the best center in the Southeastern Conference, really blocks two guys on this play and springs it. A tremendous play by the center on this play.
Colt David for the extra point to notch this one at 7. High snap. Flynn gets it down. That was a nice job on the hole because the snap from Jacob O'Hare was high and right. 33-yard touchdown run for Trendon Holiday.
Watch Brett Helms. Now, right, he's right here in the middle. He's going to reach once to take this guy, and then he reaches out to get the second layer. He helps one guy, then he reaches out, throws across, and that creates the crease. Wow. Wow, their other guys got good blocks, but I kind of lean to the guy that gets 2 blocks. And then, if you get any blocks, this guy might run right through it. So LSU answers. South Carolina's in the game. They're served.
In the middle of the scene, 33-yard effort from Trendon Holiday. And the extra point ties it up 7-7 as Holiday, the 5'5" scat back.
Yeah. Well, his line's not 5'5" in scat backs, I guarantee you that.
Crutchfield will kick off now from the 30. And Captain Munnerlyn will grab it at the 14-yard line. Center of the field and cut down as he gets to the 30. Well, Trendon Holiday can claim to be the second fastest man in college track and field. This was the 2007 NCAA 100-meter final. You see Holiday breaking out. Looked like he had the lead.
Uh-oh.
And Walter-Dix flies by him on the right side. But just a moment ago, Gary, at great speed.
Not a lot of guys in shorts on the field, is there? And when you don't have any guys with shorts, he's going to be the fastest guy on the field.
He's run a 10:02 100-meter dash. That's the best time in school history. And they've got had some pretty fair track and field outfits here. On first down, a gain of a couple. All right, Tim, thank you. Second down here. 2nd and 9. Corey Boyd is the running back. 3 wides. Mitchell pumps once and then throws it away. Freddie Brown, the intended receiver, and Jonathan Zena, number 19, was out there.
Of course, all year, obviously, the South Carolina team lost Sidney Rice, their great player. We can talk about that later. But remember, Sidney Rice only played 2 years of college football. He redshirted his first year, so he had 2 more years of eligibility. So I don't know if the Gamecocks were really anticipating that he would go, and now they're forced to use all these young players. That was a busted route right there.
3rd and long. Stunts by the LSU defense. Mitchell across the middle. How about that?
Great
Oh,
play.
about the Danny McCray.
Yes. And we talked to Glenn Dorsey yesterday, right? And I said to him, who's the guy we should know that nobody knows about? That way we can be smart, during the thing. He said he's thought a minute. He said, Danny McCray, he just is everywhere. He's got sacks. He's smart. He plays our nickel. And there he is, just streaking across the play and cutting under. And he's not playing safe. He makes the play on Kenny McKinley, and that's good, solid defense.
4th down. Succop will punt for the 3rd time. This one high. And fair catch signal.
It's going to be a penalty.
It sure will. Captain Munnerlyn bumped into the punt returner. And so this one will be LSU's football, and they will mark off interference with the opportunity to make a fair catch.
Yeah, and if Jared Mitchell can't catch it, center fielder for LSU, who can catch the ball, right?
Here's Thomas Ritter.
Kick catch interference. Number 1 on the kicking team. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
There's Jared Mitchell right there. Signals, and then right in the way right there. Munnerlyn's in the way, and Mitchell goes, I said I got it.
Tried to do
I got it.
He tried to do an El Cordobas there. For those of you a certain age, he was a bullfighter.
Well, what certain age would that be?
That would be guys who remember World War II. Thank you. First down and 10.
Just wanted to see if I didn't do something right.
I started to go with Monolete and realized that would be Depression era.
Is this a turnover? Now, this is a team that does not turn the ball over, running the ball with their running backs for LSU.
Well, the LSU running backs have lost one fumble among the 4 who play a lot, not counting Holiday. The only man in the quartet who's ever lost a fumble was Jacob Hester, and that was first game of his career.
Now, that was Charles Scott that time. We've seen Hester. We've seen Holiday. Now we've seen Charles Scott. Charles Scott has just got that quick burst right up the middle. Ball was out. Ball was clearly out, wasn't it?
Yes. But recovered by Louisiana
that ball
State.
Was clearly out. Wonder if Quinn Johnson got that ball, 45 to fullback.
That is the end of one with the score 7-7. We'll return to Tiger Stadium after this message and this word from your local station.
Hold that tiger, rah, hold that tiger, rah, hold that tiger. Hold that tiger, hold that tiger, hold that tiger, hold that tiger. Hold that tiger, don't let him get away. Hold that tiger, hold that tiger.
Probably your first view of Mike Six, the new mascot here at LSU. Mike 5 died back in the middle of the summer, and Mike 6 will make his first appearance at the LSU Florida game. 2nd down and 3. Here's Flynn back, wants to throw. Drills it deep, has a man. Incomplete for Brandon LaFell.
Oh, woefully underthrown. Touchdown right there.
Well, we welcome you back. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, along with Tracy Wolfson. I know you felt South Carolina was going to make a game of this.
I went over and watched practice, and they've got athletes, a lot of players. They've been there. They've been to Tennessee, stood toe-to-toe with Florida. They just saw no backup in this game. I think the other thing they felt good about is no one has challenged LSU, and they felt if they could challenge, they don't need to win by a knockout. They just, TKO, stay around. Maybe there'll be a Russian judge here or something, and win late in this thing. Just take it away and go sneak out of town.
That's the Russian judge. Oh, goodness. On 3rd down, LSU, and there goes the clipboard over on the far side. The ball coach didn't throw the visor, but the game plan went out on the field.
Well, it's funny. He throws more than the visor and the clipboard, and more in the game plan. He actually took a snap in practice the other day. Was not happy with Chris Smelly's work, and he went in there, 62 years old, said, "Let me do it myself." Incomplete, by the way.
Keelan Williams is in. There's a quick flip. Oh my goodness! Jared Mitchell's got the dropsies today.
Yeah, he does.
That's 3.
But what's nice about this defense for South Carolina is they don't give you cheapies. They're going to make you earn it. Their defensive back, this time it's Stody Woodson, number 36, is right there. And see, they could feel that. Jared Mitchell says, I could feel that. And E8 on that one.
New quarterback now, Ryan Perilou, who got his first start last week and was brilliant, 20 of 25 for 299. The troubled quarterback was suspended in the offseason. Suspension listed early August. Here's the handoff. It goes to Keelan Williams. Oh, what a game breaker he is.
Wow. I'll tell you, you know what the most underrated part of this football team might be for LSU? I mean, everybody talks about their backs, their defense. This offensive line is scary good. I mean, they've got studs all over this time. Last time it was Lyle Hitt, number 65, who made the hit. On the play before the touchdown run by Holiday, every offensive lineman got his block and knocked his guy down. And you're looking at an offensive line there that just no one knows about and can be physical.
Matt Flynn is back on the field, and here's Holiday going right. And Trindon Holloway, who had the 33-yard touchdown run, is just outside the 20-yard line. So they put Perilou in for the one play, then Flynn's back on the field. Gary Croton told us yesterday they both will play today.
He's going to play again.
And now Perilou's back on.
Right. Very interesting comment by Gary to us about why he feels more confident. Oh, it actually was Les Miles, wasn't it? He says, I feel more confident with 2 quarterbacks playing because of the shotgun snap. Here it is right here. He said, I don't have to worry about the quarterback center exchange. That way I can put him in. Heck, anybody can catch the shotgun snap. He said, way more confident. There it is.
And he can also run the ball. Oh, can he run the ball? Down at the 3. He's such a threat throwing or running.
Yeah. And there was a couple innovations used last year in college football. The Wildcat, which is now the Wild Hog, and the 2 quarterback system by Florida. And more coaches are saying, why not have 2 guys? I'll let my backup take some punishment and run the ball and play 11-on-11 football. And it's a trend that will not stop as we go and progress here in 2007, 8, 9, and 10.
Well, you can see that he averages 5.6 per carry. Gives way to Matt Flynn now on 1st and goal. They slip it to the fullback, who in this case is Jacob Hester. He plays both positions, and Hester is stopped short of the end zone. In any way, is this a comparable circumstance to Chris Leak and Tim Tebow at Florida last year?
No, I don't think so. Last year I felt Florida was forced to use Tebow to win. This one, I think it's a luxury to use Paralleau.
And Matt Flynn, the fifth-year senior, is on. Dixon, the tight end, in motion. Here's Flynn. He's got a man open. Touchdown, LSU. It is Richard Dixon, one of his best friends. Roommate, as a matter of fact.
Well, keep the camera on. Maybe they'll kiss.
That would be a reference to Tony Joyner and Tim Tebow last week. Dixon, the tight end. Sophomore from Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
This is really the second play that everybody puts in goal line offense. The first is the ISO. The second is the fake ISO. Hit the tight end.
Colt David on for the extra point. And the hold not controlled really well. Matt Flynn had to grab it and get it put down. Worth another look.
Well, they ran it on first down, I guess it was. And on second down, great play-action pass time right here. Fake the ISO up the middle, and there it is. Just kind of go up there and then sneak inside. Good block, wide open, and no chance for a South Carolina defense that was selling out to stop the run to stop this play.
Nice job by Dixon to get his feet down. And Ryan Paralleau got to see some playing time on that drive. Among those applauding his teammate Matt Flynn. LSU takes its first lead. If you're a tugboat captain on the mighty Mississippi, you don't get Saturday afternoon off.
No. And this is just a normal little soaker, isn't it, today? Just one of those soakers.
Yes, indeed. 56 yards, 9 plays, 247. Dixon got the touchdown on a 1-yard pass from Matt Flynn. It's 14-7. Now Josh Jasper will kick off. LSU utilizes both Jasper and Crutchfield. They coming in today, each had 11 kickoffs. So it's a
lot of touchdowns.
You're right.
They could do 3 of them.
Jasper slipped as he kicked it and gets up a little wobbly. Oh, boy, talk about wobbly. My gracious. Perry Riley with the hit downfield. Let's go down to Tracy Wilson.
Thanks, guys. Well, I have never seen a quarterback down here on the sideline talk to his players so much. After that touchdown, Matt Flynn went over to Paralleau, as you saw. Then he went down to Brandon LaFell, and he said, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was my fault. I missed that pass. Then he went over to his offensive lineman and said, thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. You can really tell he is so comfortable with this team, even though he's just starting in his first year.
I thought Matt Damon was busy with movies.
Well, I was going to say, it's like Ocean's 13. It looks like they got 13 guys out there.
The similarity in Damon and Flynn is scary. Here's Blake Mitchell. Rain coming down again. This is Mike Davis, the running back, out near the 45-yard line. Well, we had a chance to sit down and spend some time with the guy on the right yesterday.
Holy cow.
It's eerie, isn't it?
It really is.
And you and I talked to his mom and dad, Alvin and Ruth Flynn, last night, and said the comparison has been made by almost everybody who meets him since he was in junior high school, middle school.
Well, you can't blame Arlene. One night, with Matt Damon.
Oh, goodness. Here's the handoff on the direct snap, and it's McKinley coming right in the lane. Fumble. That one will go over to LSU. Al Woods, number 97, backup defensive tackle.
Well, I was just thinking, what does Spurrier do here now? It's raining. It looks like LSU is not going to give him the short pass anymore. Can he keep going to his backs? The only thing he couldn't do was not put the ball on the grass. Give it to a wide receiver trying to create plays, and boy, were there some hits out there, huh? One from the front, one from the back, and the ball on the turf.
CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot SEC will continue after this word from your local station. Off and on rain showers this afternoon, a muggy day, 87 degrees. South Carolina making its first visit here since 2002. They have won only twice against the Tigers in the history of this series. 1st and 10 LSU following the turnover. Flynn fakes the reverse. Nobody open. Good to Saron Black. Tries to. And there's Matt Flynn with that high ankle sprain coming to the left.
And now that Flynn's a 4.6 40 guy. He's not a 4.6 40 guy right now. He tried to tell us he's over 90%. He's not over 90% with that ankle. And great coverage by South Carolina. Tried to do what they call a wheel route. You run your receiver long, and then you bring the back behind him with a wheel down the sideline, and it was just perfectly defended by South Carolina.
Flynn will sit. Perilou is on. Keelan Williams joins him in the Tiger backfield. 14-7, 2nd and 8. Perilou pulls it, keeps it. He's a little better than a 4.6.
Yeah.
Chris Hampton makes the tackle, but it's a 23-yard gain.
I'll tell you, this was just an outright read against the defensive end, Casper Brinkley, number 51. See him right there? That's the guy he reads. He goes with Williams. You read it, go down there, and look at Brandon LaFell. Downfield, almost grabbed him, but he almost grabbed him. Oh, substitution penalties coming for LSU right now, 12 men in the huddle. But look where that play happened, Vern. It happened on the LSU bench. Nobody says anything when it happens near your bench.
Right. Well, Flynn had come back on, and Les Miles trying to get an explanation now of the call.
Dead ball. Substitution infraction. On the offense, 5-yard penalty. Means first down.
I think Les Miles is saying, we screwed this up so bad, we only had 10 guys out there, and that was our 11th guy. They break the huddle here. One guy runs off the field right there. You can't do that. But what Les is saying is we only had 10 guys out there. Our 11th guy ran off. I can't count from that far.
No, and our eyes
just trusted it was just 5 yards.
Eyes are not that good.
Nope.
Only 5. Here's Flynn. Nobody open. He'll scamper. And he slides that. Look, the face first. That's not the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, well, you know, he's taught, when I scramble, give me a first down or give me a touchdown or get down. And this was a get down. You know, can I get a first down? No. Can I get a touchdown? No, get down. Get down. And he did. Live to play another day.
Matt Flynn from Tyler, Texas. His dad, Alvin, was a quarterback at Baylor back in the 60s. He remembers El Cordobas.
Okay.
Yep. 2nd down and 10. Blitz threatened by South Carolina. Here's Flynn back. Quick setup. Pumps. Goes into double coverage right side. Intended for Jared Mitchell. It's incomplete.
Jared Mitchell. Incomplete.
Well, Alvin Flynn. There's Dad. He and his wife Ruth. He's an attorney in Tyler, and you can see the Flynn number 15 on the side.
Double coverage.
Mom's to his right, our left.
Yep.
On this camera right there.
Baylor quarterback. And then his senior year, he was a starter. You're familiar with this. They brought in a new coach in the wishbone.
I bet. That's what I got to run.
3rd and 10.
Yeah, it helped me in my broadcasting career.
Got you. Yes. Oh, goodness. Here's Matt Flynn back. He'll tuck it and run again. Looks for blocks.
The wheels.
Well, he got a little bit of a brush block from Demetrius Byrd over there, but Casper Brinkley, whose brother Jasper suffered a knee injury early in this ball game.
Now, this is a guy, when you watched him play his sophomore year against Miami, first few games this year, he was a threat every time he ran it. But you can see he has no burst. Nothing. He's not limping bad, but there's no burst off that ankle. His right ankle is still not there. But, you know, he does manage the game well. And that's important because you look at quarterbacks that have won the national championship. Some are great, but others have managed teams.
Matt Flynn will now hold for Colt David. This is a 42-yard effort. If successful, it would be his longest of the year, and it is really unsuccessful.
Stay in the game. See if you can get it into the final rounds. Might win a TKO. He might find a cheap touchdown. It's exactly what this South Carolina team needed to happen.
Cole David misses. His longest of the season is 35. This was a 42-yard effort, and that was wide right from the get-go. Ominous skies to the northeast. Don't just watch the game. Get online and be part of the action with free college fantasy football at cbssports.com. Find out more. Draft your favorite teams today at collegefootball.cbssports.com. Glenn Dorsey leading the ignition switch for the crowd applause. First down and 10, 7-point game. Blake Mitchell hands it off. How tough are the rushing yards? That's 8 yards total in the first half now. Well, the old ball coach.
Yeah, there's not too many guys doing what he does. You know, calling the plays, being the head coach. You know, the real successful ones. There's 14 of them, but comes to mind Charlie Weiss. Well, he used to come to mind. Jeff Tedford, June Jones. Those are the guys that will not give it up. Steve says, I'll retire if I have to give it up. This is what I like to do.
There's the handoff to Boyd going left. Just to continue with that. Well, let's not continue with that.
You talk about Dorsey just stuffing. I'm sorry, Verna. So good we got to let Timmy wait. Watch him stuff this play. Stuffs it. Holds him off with one arm, then makes the play. That is fabulous. Bench presses an SEC guard with one arm.
3rd and 8. He is also, you can tell, emotional. He's also gregarious. We spent probably 45 minutes with him yesterday, and a wonderful personality. 3rd down and 8. Fumble. Mitchell picks it up, throws it away. It's at the feet of the intended receiver. Well, he's been patient, so I think we ought to go back.
Sorry, Tim.
Here's the patient Tim Brando in New York. Gary, did I just hear Tim Brando refer to himself as humble? Did I just hear that?
That's the first time Tim Brando and humble's ever been used in the same sentence.
Oh, there's a bobble. Oh, and that was a muff punt.
Uh-oh.
And a flag is down. Now another flag. The run is going all the way down to the end zone, but you got to believe this is coming back. 46-yard punt, 78-yard return for Jared Mitchell, but Hankies dot the turf at the other end. That's 1 of 3. Take your pick.
Another way to stay in the football game. You know, just another one of those plays. It didn't happen. This is what has to happen. We saw this last year, remember, with Florida? South Carolina in the game. All of a sudden, end of the game, they make a couple plays.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 4, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
And that negates a 78-yard punt return for a touchdown. Les Miles and the LSU Tigers lead Steve Spurrier and the South Carolina Gamecocks 14-7 at Death Valley on a rainy Saturday afternoon.
Tigers have a first down.
We've got 7:29 to go first half. A tough ball game, 14-7. Intermittent rain showers might now be affecting play. We've had bobbles on 4 of the last 5 plays. Here's the handoff. It goes to Richard Murphy. He goes right. Well, they do have a ton of backs, don't they, Gary?
First down for the Tigers.
And it's time now for the, here comes the duck. Thank you. Now duck lead. The Aflac trivia question of the day. Question, who is the only person to coach both LSU and South Carolina?
Nick Saban. Oh, no. I thought it was a good guess, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a very good guess. Ryan Perrilloux is in at quarterback again. Matt Flynn for the day, 5 of 12, 46 yards. Perrilloux has rushed it twice, and he does so for the 3rd time out to the 44-yard line. They have a plethora of weapons, do they not, Gary?
Sure do. I mean, this is a team, and when you watch them, you say, they can beat you in so many ways. Now, I'm not counting their defense. They can win games there, but look at all the different styles of running back, an extra running quarterback. They can obviously throw it. They bring in the speed back. And like we saw before, they got guys that aren't even playing. There he is, Doucette, right there. Early Doucette. I mean, he was a playmaker last year, and he's a playmaker in the wings.
Out with the going pull. Here's Flynn underneath to Brandon LaFell. He gets a downfield block. My goodness, Brett Helms, the center, number 74, didn't give him any additional yards, but he was 20 yards downfield making the block.
That Gary Croton, the offensive coordinator, says, I got a lot of different weapons here. Today I choose to rush the ball.
Yes, for 190 yards.
Let me see. There he is right in the middle. Boy, these guys are a little better than my BYU guys.
In his first year, was at Oregon last year and replaces Jimbo Fisher, who moved on to Florida State. 1st and 10, Flynn back. Jasper Brinkley is back on the field for South Carolina, and that pass at the feet of Jared Mitchell, number 87.
He is, but he's not Jasper Brinkley. He's not moving well at all. I saw him the play before. A blocker got right to his legs. You know he's favoring it. He actually came into the game nicked a bit with his ankle anyway. Now he hurts the knee, and right at this point, he's moving more like Casper the Ghost. And he just doesn't have. See, he got the knee brace on the right leg right there.
Yep. 2nd and 10. Draw play. Keelan Williams, number 5, inside the 45 to the 43. Lottie Ajiboye, who was out with an injury earlier, is back on the field.
I mean, you just don't blame him, do you, Vern? I mean, look at he's going out. There he goes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just so, tippy-toeing around right now. It doesn't feel right to him. Look at that. No explosion. He's backing away. And he just said, hey, this is enough. This is enough. I can't not do it. If we want to win the SEC East, there's still other games we can win. I better just move out of here and get somebody else that can remove.
South Carolina, they have Tennessee and Florida and Arkansas later in the season. Here's Flynn, sacked. Pulled down on 3rd down. It'll be 4th down. Eric Norwood gets his 2nd sack of the season.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that was so important last year, freshman All-American, and only had 5 sacks all year. But this time he comes and, boy, just comes around from the outside right there. Comes around as a gain, a little stunt, and they grab inside. That's a great move by the tackle. Lyle gets hit, grabbed, and stunt in their first sack.
Patrick Fisher with the punt. And this one will bounce and go into the end zone. Touchback. It comes out to the 20.
Now, showed you all those stats, right, Vern? I mean, it looks like. Now, do you sit back and say, well, it's inevitable, it's going to happen, or do you say, they had all these chances and we're still in the game? I'll tell you after.
All righty. Okay.
You don't know until it's over. That's the point.
There's a bobble by Mitchell again. He goes for the screen pass.
Oh, it's getting bad.
Yeah. That's another problem for the quarterback, Blake Mitchell. Look at these totals rushing, 9 yards.
But the number up here still means something. You get all those stuff down on the bottom. Okay. You say, all right, maybe, any time it's going to burst, and that could happen. But he's hanging there. Maybe we make a play.
2nd down and 9. 14-7. Mitchell has time. He goes. McCray breaks it up. Bobbled. Intercepted. How about that athleticism? Danny McCray tipped it, turned around, came back, dived for it, and picked it off.
I think Jason Barnes also tipped it for South Carolina. A double tip. Watch this. Throwing the little hook pass. Signature. One tip by McCray, one tip by Barnes, and McCray says, I got it. Stay in the play. Danny McCray, the playmaker that Glenn Dorsey tipped us off on, tips it, tipped again, come back and grab it. Wonderful play. Oh, here's a sneak play here. Here's a sneak play. Something weird here.
Perillou's on, and they're going to go with a quick count.
Yep.
And here's Perilou, the old hidden ball trick. It's Trendon Holiday. He slipped it to Holiday, and Holiday came around the left side. And I think they envisioned that one going for the 6.
Yeah, they're trying to change the game here real quick. Real quickly, run them on and run the little hidden ball. Look at it, there he is right there. Boy, it's easy to hide when you're 5'5". You don't even need to bend down. What are you bending down for? Nobody can see you anyway.
It's like Nebraska.
They did it with the guard, though.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But how about that 5'5" and he's down?
Yeah, maybe it was 2-3 on that one.
He was not rear high. First down and 10. Here's Perilou. Run all the way. He comes left and he's dragged down by Marquis Hall, number 79. Ryan Perilou, one of the most widely recruited high school seniors in the country, signed with Texas, famously said, I'll win 4 Heismans,
right,
and I'll unseat Vince Young, and then transfer.
See, I never thought he'd win 4 Heismans, because I figured he'd turn pro after 3. So that was never going to happen. But he came here, said he was going to start here in front of Jamarcus. Jamarcus is making $60 million, and Vince Young, the other guy, said he was going to beat out, is making $49 million. Yeah. Got confidence.
Yeah, he is confident. And apparently in the process of maturing.
Yep.
Served a suspension this summer.
Hey, this is a pretty good stout stand here by this defense. They don't back. Tell you, Tyrone Nix, I watched this guy at practice. You better not back up with this guy as your defensive coordinator, because he will get in your face. Spurrier faced him many times. Southern Mississippi, both as a player and an assistant coach. Came here with John Thompson as co-defensive coordinator, was handed the reins, and he's all about toughness.
Ryan Perilou is in for Matt Flynn at quarterback. It's 3rd and 8 with 2 minutes to go, first half. Perilou comes left, and that will set up a field goal, but a nice defensive stand after the interception now.
Well, that was a little weird right there. That one was the first call that I saw that I didn't really kind of understand. Got a lot of wide receivers. You got Matt Flynn not in the game, and 3rd and 8 or 9. I'm a little surprised about that one.
So Colt David, who missed badly from 42, is on to try his second of the day from 32. Colt David now 6 of 7 for the year with a long of 35. Matt Flynn will hold. And it's a fake. They give it to David, and he heads for the corner. Touchdown, LSU. How about the flip from Matt Flynn?
Well, it sure explains the 3rd down call, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Because obviously that was the game plan all along, that if they didn't make it, they were going for the fade. Oh, that's a holy cow. First he tweaks the Pac-10, and then he tweaks Spurrier.
Colt David, the junior from Grapevine, Texas. Just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport.
Sometimes play calls just don't make sense. That 3rd down call didn't make sense, and the reason was they had a game plan. They were ready for it. This is what they were going to do. They saw something in film. You watch it. Flips it over his shoulder, and there it is. This is almost a walk-in. Go downfield. Jacob Hester's in there. Watch this. Matt Damon's just like flipping the money in Ocean's 11 right over there to the next guy.
Colt David saying, you think Trendon Holliday's the only 5'9" guy that can run? 5'5"?
That's right.
College football is just no darn fun. Look at this. Well, Matt Flynn, Ryan Perilou, the 2 quarterbacks. What a wonderfully executed gadget play.
Sometimes when it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense for a reason, right?
Here's the return from Captain Munnerlyn, and he's spilled as he gets to the 28-yard line. Well, Matt Flynn takes the snap and a blind over-the-shoulder flip.
Watch how he sells it, though. He bangs the ball on the ground. Watch it, sell it. That's beautiful. It just flips it. That's pretty.
All right. I got HORS.
That's right. And Les Miles, yeah. That's just the way we thought this baby was going to go. tongue planted firmly in the cheek right there, and it happened exactly the way I thought.
Now, sadly, on the kickoff return, Captain Munnerlyn, who did return the kick, number 1 on his stomach, the home young man from Mobile, Alabama.
One of the things Steve said is, I want more starters on special teams. Well, this is sometimes you pay a penalty for starters on the special teams.
Well, the best news is that Captain Munnerlyn was turned over on his back and had movement in his arms, fingers, and his feet, and now assisted into a sitting position. Oh, that's great.
Don't know exactly when it happened. It could be initial hit when he gets popped. It also could be after he's down. A player comes flying over the top and lands on him right. Well, that should have been a 15-yard penalty.
Yes, it should have been.
By Murphy. It should have been a 15-yarder. That's a helmet to the back of the head. And that one should have been called right there.
Richard Murphy, the backup running back. Absolutely. Well, Munnerlyn on the sideline. South Carolina. That's great. Captain Munnerlyn apparently just fine. 21-7 on 1st and 10. Here's the fake reverse, and Corey Boyd, number 3. Well, it is time now. Cue the duck for the answer to the Ducks late. Thank you. Trivia question. Who's the only person to coach both LSU and South Carolina? Paul Dietzel. LSU from 55 to 61. South Carolina 66 to 74.
How about that?
Yeah. And Munnerlyn heading for the locker room. 2nd down and 9. Handed off up the middle. Corey Boyd. Not much there. Now Paul Dietzel. National champions here in 1958. They featured the Chinese Bandits, 1955 to 61. And then at South Carolina, we're talking to Tommy Suggs, who's doing radio for the Gamecocks, South Carolina. He played for Coach Dietzel, and what's he do? He's not here today, Gary.
I know. Look at this. He putting out his own art show. There's the old coach. Schedules an art show right in the middle of his 2 schools playing.
Paul Dietzel just said, I know Pat Summerall. Third down and 3. South Carolina at their own 35-yard line, trailing by 14. Handoff Boyd going left. Boy, the yards on the ground are tough to come by. He might be close for the first down. Well, that was a first down, South Carolina.
Yep. Everybody will let it run. They'll go in and coach him up.
Well, he said to us on a phone call on Wednesday, in the second half last week against South Carolina State, we called only 5 passing plays. And it was painful. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Thanks a lot, guys. Coach, you said in order to have a chance, you need to keep this game close. How much did that final LSU touchdown hurt you?
Well, our defense played well there at the end. Offense, we hadn't done much. We had 1 drive all day. So I don't know. Maybe we got to try to make some first downs somehow to give ourselves a chance.
Will you make a change at quarterback?
Possibly.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
And if he does, it'll be Smelly, Chris Smelly, coming in. Smelly, the sophomore, started the first game of the year. Now let's go back to New York City, and here's patient Tim Brando. Halftime in Baton Rouge, Louisiana State leading at 21-7. If you missed the premiere of Kid Nation, here's your chance to see what all the talk is about. Catch an encore presentation tonight at 8/7 Central. And don't miss a new episode Wednesday at 8/7 Central on CBS. Now let's send it down to Tracy for a look at the SEC moment presented by Sonic.
Thanks, Vern. 45 years ago today, right here in Tiger Stadium, legendary coach Charlie McClendon made his LSU coaching debut. Behind the running of eventual Heisman Trophy runner-up Jerry Stovall, the Tigers defeated Texas A&M 21-0. The first of Charlie Mack's 137 victories, the most by any coach in LSU history. Vern?
All right, Tracy, Jerry Stovall was honored in pregame ceremonies here this afternoon. As part of the SEC's continuing celebration of its 75th anniversary, we honor the league by sharing stories of character. Today, South Carolina alum Darius Rucker on former Gamecock track star Tanique Williams-Darling.
On the bayou.
Rain continues in Death Valley, and down in the rain, Tracy Wolfson, who's with Les Miles.
Coach, how is Matt Flynn's ankle holding up?
We think it's fine. He got it hit once, but really no worse for wear at this point.
Will you make any changes because of this weather?
Well, the footing's becoming a little bit awkward, and we have some things we want to, concern ourselves with. But right now, let's play ball.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Matt Flynn, who sat out last week with a high ankle sprain, limited, especially when his mobility is concerned. But Les Miles telling Tracy everything is just fine. Rain continues. We really got a soaker at the beginning of halftime.
Yeah, I sure did. And I think he's right in saying that he's concerned. You have to think long term, but you can't be concerned and just give away a game here. I mean, it's 21-7, excuse me. And, before he starts playing safe with Matt Flynn, you got to make sure you take care of this football game.
LSU won the toss and opted to defer, so they get to receive here. Ryan Suckup sends it deep, and it will be taken. Oh, it's not taken. Picked up finally at the 6-yard line and returned out to the 12 as LSU takes over with a 21-7. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, I get dressed up. What happened to you?
We had a little incident. Somebody took my coat.
Halftime.
Has a big CBS on it. And I think it was a guy in a yellow or purple shirt.
Yeah, it just happened. Somebody's hanging around here.
We'll survive.
All right. Well, you look great anyway, and there are more of those.
Yeah, okay.
What are your impressions of the first half?
Well, I think it was right along what Spurrier wanted in the first half. A 14-7 game. He knew he couldn't push LSU around, but he stayed in the game, and all of a sudden, right at the end of it, one of those trick plays that South Carolina needed went for LSU.
And now LSU's Matt Flynn hands it off to Jacob Hester from the 6-yard line. 11-yard line, I beg your pardon. Now let's break it down statistically for you at halftime.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I mean, we watched it the whole half. I mean, this is a running attack that has been able to go any direction they want. Nobody's really throwing the ball all that well in this weather. Let's say that to begin with. And the way Flynn is nicked, you're going to see, I believe, more in Ryan Perilou in this football game.
As a matter of fact, he comes on now on 2nd down. So Perilou, who started and played all of last week, that win over Middle Tennessee State, in which he posted gaudy numbers, 20 of 25 throwing. And he can also run the ball, as we have seen, and he does so on 2nd down. Tackled by Rodney Paulk, number 45. Perilou comes up a yard short.
See, this is the beauty of the two-quarterback system.
First
being
down.
Able to go in there. Okay, first down for Perilou. Is you can get one of these soakers like this, have a quarterback that can come in and run the ball and play what I like to call 11-on-11 offense with the quarterback running without running the option. Remember we talked to Bo Pelini, the defensive coordinator for LSU, and outstanding. He said, Gary, you're right on. I heard you talking about this. This 11-on-11 with the quarterback running is the toughest thing we've had to stop.
First down, and Flynn is back in. He hands it off to Trendon Holiday. Holiday is popped as he gets out to the 30-yard line. That's the disadvantage of being 5'5" and 160 pounds.
Yeah, you don't have to fall as far, I guess. I tell you, Carnell Stewart, number 71, big right tackle, is doing a great job. Opens the hole, and it closes up by Emmanuel Cook right there, number 21, coming up from the secondary.
2nd down and 2. Holiday with a 33-yard touchdown run in the first half. 21-7. South Carolina scored first and went up 7-0, so 21 unanswered now for LSU. Here's Hester. Nice defensive play. Well, can't
talk national championship at this stage without including these four. The spread, as we talked about, the spread offense spreads, talking about that. And the two guys that got most of the ink in the offseason have come through so far. And alert, we found my coat.
Did we now?
Yeah.
Has an arrest been made?
Yeah, I hope I don't have to stay over.
The college football season, Gary. Tonight, Harvard Stadium. Crimson will play the first game. Boy, you talked about it in the second quarter. Offensive line. Absolutely.
And the interesting thing is, the right side, these are relatively new offensive linemen with Hitt and Carnell Stewart. They were defensive linemen. Look at number 71. He's been doing that all day. There's Hitt right there. Look at those two wall-offs. You just can't do it any better than that. They've been doing it all game, and we saw what Brett Helms can do. Les Miles, who knows his offensive line places, he's best in the SEC. Boy, what monsters. And the other side is bigger. The other side got bigger guys.
Right. Here's the option with Perilou. Elects to keep it, and he's tackled for a loss at the 42.5-yard line by Ryan Brown, number 43. Nice play.
Yeah, Ryan Brown for the Gamecocks was a defensive end a year ago. And remember, this defense returned 10 players. Ryan Brown was one of Tyrone Nix's starter a year ago. They moved him to fullback, gave him a try because they had so much talent coming back in. Now they move him back to defense. Now, part of that reason is because of the loss of Nathan Pepper. But you have to keep juggling guys, and Brown is back on defense.
Nathan Pepper, the defensive end, a starter. Knee injury on an interception return for a touchdown last week in the victory over South Carolina State. He's gone for the year. On third down, four-man rush. There's stunts, and here's Flynn, and it's dropped.
Dropped for a touchdown.
Emmanuel Cook could see the end zone and forgot to look at the ball.
It's what they call the robber defense. You give him a too-deep shell. Matt Flynn busted his read. The robber sneaks in the middle of the field, and it should have been a touchdown for South Carolina. Watch him sneak right there, reads the eyes, should pick it off. That's a score. If you catch that ball, that's what South Carolina needed. And Tyrone Nix dropped to his knees because he knew he had the play he wanted for 6 points for the Gamecocks.
Patrick Fisher to punt for the fourth time. There's only a one-man rush this time, and a fair catch called by Kenny McKinley at the 21-yard line. That's a 37-yard punt, but nothing on the return. 21-7 LSU early in the third quarter. Glenn Dorsey, the All-American. He'll be on the field when we return. Well, Steve Spurrier told Tracy Wolfson before a halftime break that there was a possibility of a quarterback change. He's made it. Here's redshirt freshman Chris Smelley from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He started the first game of the year when Blake Mitchell was suspended. He sat out the last two with a shoulder sprain. Healthy now and in the lineup. Flips it out left side. Caught by Corey Boyd. He goes right. And it's a nice opening play for Chris Smelley.
Well, if you're going to play quarterback for Steve Spurrier, and we've watched him for so many years, you have to be able to withstand, what Steve Spurrier does. And that means if you're not having a good game, he puts the next guy in. He says, I more relate to a basketball coach than a football coach. He says the basketball coaches take their guys out of the game and put other guys in. Why can't I take my guys out of the game? And if you're going to play quarterback, you better be ready to be benched a couple times, and you better be ready to come back in.
Second down and 2, an 8-yard gain on the opening pass. Here's the handoff, and Corey Boyd is stopped far short of the first down. He gets to the 30-yard line. Derry Beckwith, number 48, makes the tackle.
We don't even hardly mention these linebackers in this game. Have we mentioned Highsmith a couple times? Beckwith had the sack early. Luke Sanders, who plays the other Bob linebacker spot. They are as a group, you know, you mentioned USC's linebackers. You got to mention these guys' linebackers. A great trio, but not often the ball carrier gets to them.
3rd and 1. Clock is stopped, and Thomas Ritter comes up to
try the ball off.
Yeah. Now things are set. 9:10 to go, 3rd quarter, 3rd and 1. Boyd, right side.
Dorsey. Oh, my. Wow. This isn't almost, this kind of, you know, this guy could be playing against anybody and make these plays. Watch him right there. Watch him take it on and then close it down. Keeps one arm free, gets help from the other side, and just closes it down. Wow, wow, wow. What a football player inside. Look at him close on that play. Great inside play that time. I think it was Favorite, wasn't it, on the other side? Boy, oh, boy.
Well, go for it.
Will he go for it?
4th and 1 on the road in the rain. Steve Spurrier says, why not?
Well, yeah, why not? Because it's going to be 4th and 5.5 now. Didn't get it off.
Thomas Ritter came up and stopped the play. There's a play clock malfunction.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the 0 on that,
Yeah.
and I just assumed it was a delay of game.
Ritter's going to go over and explain it to Steve Spurrier.
Game clock was rolling. Play clock's on 0. Look at that. 0, 0, 0. Yep.
And then Ritter comes up from the left side. Well, it gives Spurrier a chance to call another ball play.
Yeah, this is, you know, you miss this play, it could turn into a rout.
They give it right side. I don't think so. Luke Sanders, number 35, was the man who made the stop.
Did Stelz get in there also, Vern? I saw Stelz sneaking around, number 16. Did he come from behind? Wow, what a stop upside. Sanders, Stelz, Dorsey, Favorite, whatever. They're all there. No, it wasn't. It was Sanders all the way. Yeah, look at him come from behind. It was Sanders. Wow, what a play. What a play. Nobody blocks the strong linebacker on the play. I just assumed it was a strong safety. Usually when you run those plays inside, somebody's got to block the linebacker, and they didn't do it.
Ball goes over on downs. LSU has it. Rain showers have chased a lot of folks home, and Corey Boyd a moment ago had thoughts of getting out of here. 2nd and 2 for South Carolina.
Well, what you risk when you don't pick it up, you know, if you pick it up, good call. If you don't pick it up, you risk a possible blowout in this football game. Let's see if LSU takes advantage of this unbelievable field position.
Matt Flynn will hand it off to Jacob Hester. He gets, oh boy, the blocks on that right side of the line are just incredible. And these are, as Gary said, a couple of kids who were defensive linemen.
I mean, you run right behind the strength. Go right today. Go right. Big 71. Look, I'm pushing them out of the way. Look at that over there. You can just, anybody goes through that hole.
Well, that's Lyle Hitt, number 65. Carnell Stewart, number 71. And what a job they have done. 2nd and inches. Look at the total rushing yards. 20. Total yards, 98.
Yep.
This is the number 1 defense in the country, and we've got clock problems. Probably a wet windup. Well, here's an explanation of the problem with the clock. We had 92,000, 4th largest crowd in the history of Tiger Stadium to begin the game, or that many seats sold. And, of course, the students are still here, but you can see a lot of folks have gone for the comfort of their cars and the coziness of their homes. One of whom was wearing a CBS blazer, but he got caught. Alert work by the security force here in the press box. 2nd and inches. Hester, right side, first down at the 18-yard line.
Well, we talked about all the weapons. The question mark was quarterback. Okay, well, there's the guy since 2000. Josh Heupel, who he really carried Oklahoma there early in that. Ken Dorsey made all the decisions. Krenzel, remember winning those games?
Right.
They won it with defense, but Krenzel came through. Matt Malk, he probably is the one that kind of stands out the most on this list to me. Of course, Vince Young did it all. Chris Leak was unique because he had Tebow with him. But this guy, in his first year, remember, he signed here in 2002, and his first chance to play is 2007.
Finally, as a 5th-year senior. Left side. That's Jacob Hester. Jacob Hester dropped to one knee and proposed next to the bus to the young woman who became his wife last year after they defeated Arkansas.
Yep, Hester, and it was a close game, and we understand that had they not won, it wasn't going to go through. So it was a good team. They got that. Did they have a kickoff return or something in that game that Trinan Holiday helped them with or something?
Yeah. Well, he got married last July and
named their first kid Trinan.
Among his groomsmen was Matt Flynn. Here's Flynn going right.
Throwback.
Yes, it is. Hello, Dixon. And he slipped. Might not have made it anyway because there was coverage coming.
One of those plays that they practiced Thursday. There he is to the right side. All the flow goes to the right. Watch the tight end. Sometimes they fall down. They hide. They go the other way. Ball's a little thrown out. You know, looking at Flynn today, and I'm not saying anything bad, he's really having a better day throwing the ball backwards than forwards. He is.
I'm just looking at you. I'm questioning your statement that you're not saying anything bad.
They're winning 21-7.
I've got my eyebrows raised a little bit, okay?
Well, he's, the backward pass was there, went all the way.
Oh, goodness. Cody Wells was covering. Here's the stretch. It'll be 3rd and a smidgen. Well, modest numbers, 7 to 16 for 62 yards.
And when you run the ball for 262, and you consider the weather, and you consider early Doucette not playing in the game, you consider he's coming off an ankle that he's probably not pushing off well. Listen, the guy throws a good ball. He can win a game for them. He doesn't just have to be a caretaker.
Good point.
Some games he can be a caretaker and win. This looks like one of those games. He can be a caretaker and win. But he also, I think, as the season goes along, can be a quarterback that can win a game. And that'll be the key. Remember last year, Jamarcus Russell, Tennessee? He had to win a game, and he did it.
It'll be 3rd down and short. I formation behind Matt Flynn.
They're going to run right.
Yes, they are. Here's Hester. Touchdown, Louisiana State University. .71 yards on 13 carries and a TD for Jacob Hester. Out of Shreveport, high school classmate of USC quarterback John David Booty. Matter of fact, Booty was supposed to be a groomsman in the wedding, and the day of the wedding, he had to take a final to graduate.
Yeah, right.
So they listed him as an honorary groomsman. Extra point is up and good.
Well, Jacob Hester, remember last year, Vern, looked just like this play where his elbow came down against Florida? He got the elbow over this time.
Until they come on the air. Josh Jasper will kick off, and Chris Culliver, number 17, is the deep man. Well, Gary, you said when Spurrier rolled the dice and went for it on 4th and inches, it could turn into a rout.
Well,
still not, but
well,
yeah.
I guess it's not.
No.
I mean, against this defense, pretty hard to imagine, scoring 3 touchdowns against them. But I guess I've seen things happen like that. What's really amazing is, like Carnell Stewart, that right tackle, that's a first-year starter
right
over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just amazing. You just keep, and they're excited about their young freshman tackles from their great recruiting class, Barksdale and other guys that they just were raving about that are the next wave of offensive linemen coming behind these guys.
The reason for the delay is because of continuing clock problems. Josh Jasper will kick off 28-7. This, by the way, is the first time these two schools have met in football when both were ranked. Second time. The other time was the 1987 Gator Bowl. And here goes Culliver. Tackle from behind, but he crosses the 50. He's down at the 45-yard line. Harry Coleman, number 24, made the tackle. A 44-yard kickoff return.
Well, it looks like special teams is the best way to get this team going and jump-started. Culliver gets the football, gashes it right up the middle. And now an opportunity, as you say, if you're going to stay in this game and not make it a blowout, you have to put points on the board. And I don't even think you got to put more than points on the board. You got to put a touchdown on the board.
Yeah. On the ground, they're averaging 1.1 yards per rush. There's a play fake, and Smelly is back. Goes across the middle. Almost picked off by Curtis Taylor. He saw the ball better than the intended receiver.
Well, Jason Barnes fell down that time. That was wide open over the middle of the field. Good throw by Smelly. Great protection up front. And Jason Barnes falls down. Now, you got to know the field. You have to know the conditions, and you have to keep your weight centered over you on plays like that. You can't run those full throttle cuts at 90 degrees on this type of field.
And so 2nd and 10. McKinley in motion, followed by Sanders, the linebacker. Play fake again. Smelly back. Pressure from the backside. Goes deep and has a man, but it's double coverage. And Chevis Jackson knocks Craig Stelz off the ball. Stelz leads the country in interceptions. He had 3 in the opening game of the season and tacked on 1 more, and he had this one taken away by his teammate.
I think you're going to have to do a little better job of beating Chris Stelz. He just kind of smells these plays. He's seen every type of play action pass, and you're right. The ball hawks. That would have been Stelz going, I could have had that one.
Come on.
No.
That could have been number 5. 3rd and 10. Mike Davis is the running back. He's alongside Chris Smelly, the redshirt freshman from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Here's Smelly back. Again, they go across the middle, and the catch is made by Wesley Saunders, the tight end. That is good enough to move the chain. General scholarship fund.
I felt that was the best offensive play for South Carolina today. Smelly just threw that with Dorsey right in his face.
He'll try it again. Goes left side and has Boyd open. So back-to-back first downs for South Carolina now, as Corey Boyd out of Orange, New Jersey, is shoved out of bounds with a first down.
That's the matchup that Steve Spurrier thought he could exploit in this game. His running backs, who he feels are very good receivers, against the linebackers from LSU. Now, what Chris Smelly is doing here is fading as he throws. He can feel that rush. He's kind of backing up and throwing it at the same time, and right now he's getting away with it.
Mo Brown is on the field as a third wideout. First down at the 22-yard line. Blitz. Smelly hands it off to Boyd. He's caught and dropped. Well, there's Glenn Dorsey and Marlon Favorite, but Dorsey was the first guy there.
Well, here's what a guy like this does for you. You know, he plays with such a high motor. You're forced to put 2 guys on him, and then somebody else gets the sack on that play. But he put 1 guy on him, he gets the sack. Kind of run the ball on him, he stuffs the play with 1 arm and makes the tackle. And in his spare time, he gets the crowd ready to play.
From nearby Gonzales, Louisiana, a 20-minute ride in the direction of New Orleans. 2nd and 15. Good protection this time. Deep in the left corner for Saunders. Intercepted by Jackson. Well, he took one away from his teammate Craig Stelz, and he says, I'll take this one all by myself. It's his first interception of the year.
You know what happens here? Here's a smart player that knows where his help is. Chevis Jackson knows he's got a free safety in the middle. Here's his help. Now watch Jackson to the outside. He knows, don't go for the fake because I'm to the outside, play outside technique. There it is, and I make the interception. You know where your help is. You force him. Stelz is inside. I can always make the play outside. You got to be good. You got to be athletic, but you got to be smart, and that's smart defense for LSU.
Back at Baton Rouge where a little coaching is going on, Steve Spurrier and Chris Smelly. You watched practice Wednesday and said Spurrier is a little rough on this freshman.
He is, because he knows he's got some potential. He tells him he has to hold the ball a certain way. He tells him it has to be thrown a certain spot, and if he listens, he'll be a good quarterback.
From the 1, Matt Flynn with the change. And another, and let's call timeout, chat about this. We have continuing clock problems. And time is called. Late third quarter. It's 28-7. Four minutes to go, third quarter, 28-7. LSU used one of its timeouts, got reorganized, and Ryan Perilou comes in during the timeout.
Yeah, and that means they're going to run the quarterback, right? That's what I'd do. I mean, I would not run Flynn right now, right? I don't want him pushing with that right ankle. Quarterback sneak, I want Perilou doing it.
Well, good call. Well, on the LSU sidelines, something curious going on. Trace?
Yeah, it's like a funny joke, you know. How many people does it take to change a jersey on a defensive lineman? There are about 4 coaches out here trying to change Tyson Jackson's jersey. It was pretty funny out here, guys.
Well, I would say it's because he's so ripped.
Yeah, the other thing is the reason a lot of guys keep the jerseys on the shoulder pads and put it on together because they want them so skin tight now that they don't grab them and hold them. And that's why once you get one ripped, it's hard to put them over the shoulder pads with you in them.
Matt Flynn, handoff. Left side. That's Keelan Williams. Ball is stolen, but I believe it was whistled dead. Yes, it was. Well, Matt Flynn playing with the high ankle sprain, never easy.
No, it hasn't been pretty. Bad weather conditions. Started off okay, but then you could see right away when he tried to really rip into the ball with the wet ball. Didn't quite have the push when he scrambled. Didn't have the acceleration, so they found a way to use him.
Yes.
The old backwards pass.
You ever do anything like that similar?
Something like that, but maybe not.
Was it in college or in middle school?
I don't remember, to tell you the truth. Might have guess we faked one, but I don't know how it works.
Keelan Williams. Oh, that looked ugly.
That was stuffed.
Marvin Sapp, number 53, never fooled by that one.
Yeah, one of those backup linebackers was in the game because of Jasper Brinkley. That was a big stop, and you know, LSU was not about to put the ball in the air down here. They had a stop. They feel their defense is stopping them pretty well. And I got to believe that South Carolina's number 83 in there inside. Because if 83 is in there inside, let's see if he goes for it. I don't see him.
No, I don't either.
Is he? Yeah, right over the center. He's right over the center. Let's see. He's right there.
And he deflected one in the first quarter. Patrick Fisher, first year as the punter, is back.
Oh,
well,
great punt, though.
And it's caught by McKinley at the 40-yard line, across the 50, inside the 45, and down at the 41-yard line.
South Carolina's going to come back out here, got the ball back again here in the third quarter. You know, it's the closest game LSU's had, basically.
That's right.
Okay, so to them, it's still a game. Interesting. Now, think about this. This is a Steve Spurrier offense. The best receiver, number 1 receiver is a wide receiver. The next 4 are tight ends and running backs. There's not much firepower out there at wide receiver.
First down and 10. Smelly is back. He's on in relief. Oh, he's going to be beheaded. Glenn Dorsey. What a player.
Yeah. The only time we got him and talking to him yesterday, And I'm looking to see if he looks over at Spurrier, but he didn't do it. I said, you know, if you get a sack and you get it going, are you tempted to look over the bench and see if you can get Steve to throw his visor? And what did he say, Bruce? Yeah.
Well, he pointed at you and said, you know what, that's a great idea.
But he didn't look
That's
over
exactly what I'm going to. He's too in the game.
Visor's gone.
Visor's gone. He missed his moment.
Exactly.
Patrick DeMarco is on his fullback, and he blocks for Corey Boyd. And he gets a few back to the 43.
Jeez, again, he makes a tackle.
Well, Glenn Dorsey talked about the respect he has for Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, it is. Like you said, growing up, I knew who Steve Spurrier was. I know he was a great coach at Florida. You know, he's done a lot of great things, and you know, it's really exciting. You know, I'm honored to get an opportunity, you know, to be on the same field as him. You know, because he's a great coach, and you know, I'm just looking forward to the challenge, looking forward to the opportunity to get to play against his team.
He's played pretty well against his team. 3rd and 12 should be the final play of the 3rd quarter unless they get a first down. Smelly across the middle. And the tight end, Saunders, circles back and lost the first down.
Bad move. Now they're going to have to go for it. 4th down.
Yep.
Saunders is an interesting player, though, for South Carolina. I mean, you know, he's a freshman. There was talk that he might redshirt this year, but you can see his talent. True freshman coming off, beats the coverage. I mean, you know, that's pretty impressive.
Well, that is the end of 3 with our score 28-7 LSU. We'll return to Tiger Stadium right after this word from your local station. Rouge, we begin the final quarter with LSU and Glenn Dorsey leading 28-7. South Carolina with a 4th and 3 as they try to climb back into this. Chris Smelly, the redshirt freshman, at quarterback. Play fake. Smelly left side. Nice tackle at the 31-yard line. Did he or did he not?
Oh, it's real close to the line, landing around. Oh, looks like he marked it right inches away from that yellow line. Did he touch it or not? Now I wonder if Steve will challenge this play if he doesn't make it.
Well, there's the view from the end zone. Saunders down at the 31. Right. And now let's take the line as unofficial.
Elbow came down short of that line, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Now let's see if he doesn't make it. If Steve Spurrier challenge, oh, he made it. Did he?
No.
No. Now, if I was Steve Spurrier, I would use a challenge. Will he?
Not going to do it.
I'm surprised. Boy, an inch here or there, he might be able to move it up now. I mean, from our naked eye, it doesn't look like he makes it.
Right. No, it does not. But again, that the yellow line is unofficial.
Right.
And Spurrier decides not to make the challenge.
He's asking.
Yeah, he sure is.
I wonder if he's asking, can I challenge that? He is. He is. I mean, you got to take the gamble here, don't you? Yeah, you have to take the gamble here. I mean, you're not going to. You have no. Say, stick the ball out. He says he's going back to the play before to the young freshman tight end. You know, you killed me on that. I got you open. We had a first down, and you went backwards.
And so the review going on upstairs.
Boy, the linesman is right on it.
Yes,
I mean, he's right on it. He's running to the spot where he sees the divot. I mean, you'd have to have, you know, only guy, Pat McEnroe would be the only one that could make anything out of this. John McEnroe would be arguing. Pat would say, oh, where's the Cyclops, right?
So the challenge underway, 28-7. That was the first play of the fourth quarter. And the decision has been made upstairs. Here's Thomas Ritter.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, LSU.
Gary, he had to take the shot.
I think he did. I think he did. I don't, obviously there was nothing there that, the official upstairs could say, oh, yeah, that's clearly the wrong spot. The official ran out, put his foot down, but Steve Spurrier doesn't know that, and that's 2 straight fourth down, no makes.
And so the ball goes over on downs, and LSU has it at its own 31-yard line. Second play of the fourth quarter, Brandon LaFell goes wide to the left. And here's the handoff, the sweep to the right side. Holiday. Now let's... tough for Kentucky to go into Razorback Stadium and upend the Razorbacks. Again, as Tim said, after that heart-wrenching loss to Alabama last week. Second down and 6. And off they come right side. And it'll be third down.
It's the first time that LSU showed the pistol formation. I think they should call it here at LSU the Pistol Pete, shouldn't they?
They should.
I mean, you can't use the word pistol in Baton Rouge without putting the name Pete to it. Is the way I look at it.
Well, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center is right next door, adjacent here. There's Gary Croton, the offensive coordinator, former head coach at BYU. He's been a few stops in his coaching career.
Well, last year it was with Oregon, and he knew that team was about ready to explode, and he was right. You can see how they've started out offensively.
Flynn to the 45. Well, we're early fourth quarter, 28-7. Steve Spurrier has gone for it twice on fourth down. Not to be, just your overall impression, Gary.
Well, they're not going to keep beating people by 40 points. I mean, at 40-0 all year, it's not going to happen. And maybe some people say, well, they weren't quite as impressive. I'm still impressed. I knew South Carolina had a physical team. And,
that's a nice-looking jacket.
Well, somebody's paying the price for this one. I got the baby back, don't I?
I think the guy who snuck in here is not in here anymore.
You got it back. It fits.
It fits, does it? And the pitch left side. Loss. That's Murphy. Second down, 15. Matt Flynn is the quarterback. Richard Murphy is the running back.
And right now, I'm sorry. Right now, LSU, well, South Carolina knows LSU is not going to be passing every down. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the clock. They don't want Matt Flynn to get hurt. He's not going to be scrambling. So it's going to be pretty vanilla and punt the ball. If they throw the ball, they'll throw it deep. No reason to kind of give a turnover and get South Carolina back in this football game.
Terrence Tolliver, a true freshman, number 80, is way wide to the left, top of the screen. 3 wide receivers in that direction. Here's Flynn. He will throw, and it's in front of Jacob Hester and might have been picked off.
The good news for South Carolina is Jasper Brinkley's back in the football game. They absolutely need him to make that run at the SEC East. I mean, they got winnable games in front of them on their schedule. He's back in the football game, and no matter how this thing turns out, Spurrier will be able to rally the troops and get him going with that schedule in front of him.
On fourth down and 17, Patrick Fisher is on. Here comes the pressure. Oh, they went after it again. And it slides left. Goes out of bounds. Craig Stelz is down there to make sure it doesn't go terribly far. So the one less than glamorous effort today has been by the punting unit for LSU. We are early in the fourth quarter at Death Valley. For the moment, the rain showers have subsided.
Please direct your attention.
First down and 10. Smelly on in relief of Blake Mitchell, and Mike Davis is the running back. Hand off, Davis, nothing. Tackle made by Jonathan Zenon, number 19.
How about that? 2 corners like Jackson and Zenon that can cover so well, play so smart, and yet almost be linebacker type stopping the run. I mean, that's why, I'm not comparing them to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but when the Steelers used to use that umbrella defense with Blount up there, those guys were almost like linebackers. That's what these corners are. They're at the line of scrimmage. It's almost like a 9-man line. You can't run wide on LSU.
Second down, 14 yards rushing now for South Carolina. And that one, a little mix-up with Jason Barnes, the wide receiver, and the quarterback, Smelly. 3rd and 9.
There's nothing there right now. There's nobody to throw to. How about this, Vern? I just got a stat from someone. Who gave me this stat? I can read it, though.
I think
40, who was it?
David.
Oh, great. 48 possessions by the LSU defense, 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, 48 possessions this year.
Wow. 3rd and 9. Oops. Kirsten Pittman jumped on the right side, and I don't think he was drawn. Oh, maybe he was. Glenn Dorsey says yes. Okay. Here's Ritter.
Dead ball, false start, 57, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Garrett Anderson. Don't forget, later in the game today, the 5-star play of the game presented by Wrangler. 3rd down, 14. Glenn Dorsey.
Boy, does this guy ever stop? I mean, he's 300-plus pounds with that kind of energy out there.
Timeout.
It's amazing.
South Carolina. 11:27 remaining. Crowd that once numbered 92,000 to watch Glenn Dorsey on the right, his mom Sandra on the left. He said, Mom's always worried about an injury.
Yeah.
She sees me hurt a little finger and she'll say, son, don't you think you need to sit out the next game?
Exactly. And he said, I'm a mama's boy, though. Yeah. And he lives 20 miles away. She does.
3rd down. Smelly left side. McKinley got a pretty good block. And comes up empty. Danny McCray makes the tackle. So 11:16 to go. And I assume Steve Spurrier's not going to go for it again. But, oh, well, maybe he is.
No, he'll punt. But Bo Pelini,
yeah, here they come.
Bo Pelini's defense, so well schooled. Smart plays we've showed you, effort plays we've showed you, and physical plays. I mean, they really have it all here. I mean, the question is, will he handle it against the spread? There's Bo right there. He was everywhere. He was at Nebraska, went to Oklahoma for a short stint. Now here, really making a name for himself.
The punt to Jared Mitchell. Grabs it at the 26 and is going to be tackled at the 30-yard line. 46-yard punt, 6 on the return. 10 minutes and 37 seconds to go. Second-ranked LSU leads by 21. (28-7) LSU leading with 10:37 to go. Matt Flynn, the 5th-year senior from Tyler, Texas, continues at quarterback. He'll hand it off on 1st down, toss it back to Flynn. Flynn goes deep. He's got Brandon LaFell, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Chris Hampton, number 33. Interesting.
Kind of shoots my theory.
Sure does.
Keep the chains moving, run the ball. No, they're going to do this Pistol Pete formation, throw the ball downfield. You got a guy right in the middle of the field, Matt Flynn. You can't throw the ball when there's a guy right in the middle of the field like that. That's the first thing you got to check out. Little flea flicker play. Look at 33 right in the middle of the field. Chris Hampton's just standing there, say thank you. And if he wasn't knocked down by, was it LaFell or was it his own guy?
I think it was his own guy, yeah. Yes. And so Chris Melly back on a quarterback, 28-7 with 10:28 to go. Right side, almost picked off by Jonathan Zenon, number 19. Well, we continue to celebrate 75 years of SEC football. South Carolina Gamecocks, not one of the original members. They joined the league when the SEC expanded in 1992. So their overall record 44-73-1. Bowl record since 92 is 4-1. They've had one Heisman Trophy winner in the history of the school. George Rogers won the award in 1980 prior to South Carolina's joining the SEC. 2nd down and 10. 4 men down for LSU. They bring 5, and Smelly is hit as he lets it go. It's incomplete. Derry Beckwith, number 48, coming with the pressure. Let's go back to New York and spend a moment with Tim Brenda.
Vern and Gary, if you had been with us on the college football today, you would have heard Spencer Tillman say that Raphael Little gives Rich Brooks' team some balance. It's not just about Keenan Burton and Andre Woodson. He goes in, does Little from 14 yards. It's 10-7 Hogs at Razorback Stadium. Back to Vern.
Tim, we were with you in spirit. Just we were trying to get ready for the telecast, so we didn't hear Spencer say that. 3rd and 10. 28-7 with 10:16 to go. Here comes the rush. Smelly lets it go. Boyd has it, but he's going to be short of the 1st down. Oh, no, he's not. How about that? He broke the tackle and skipped down the sideline. 1st down, South Carolina.
Yeah, there's a play that should have been 5 or 6 yards, and Boyd just stuck with it. Oftentimes, I think, a lot of defensive players now, because they're calling these penalties so much, when a player's near the sideline, really just don't finish off plays now. And this time, you could see Boyd tiptoed down, did not go out of bounds. And it seemed to me that Danny McCray kind of pulled off the play, saying, I thought he was going to go out of bounds.
That is a gain of 21, a 1st down, South Carolina. Trailing by 21 points. 1st down at the 41. Draw play. Boyd goes right. Al Woods, number 97, wrapped him up. Well, Steve Spurrier tried to take a realistic approach to this visit to Death Valley, and he said, even if we lose, the goals we've set for the season are accomplishable. The goals include winning 8 games, winning the bowl game, and finishing in the top 25.
And think about the next 3 games: Mississippi State and Kentucky at home, at North Carolina, and then Vanderbilt at home. Those are all winnable games before they go to Tennessee. They could go there 7-1, even if they lose this game.
2nd down and 9. Blitz comes. Smelly stands in, and Chevis Jackson slipped, so the ball was short in front of Jason Barnes. It'll be 3rd and 9.
You know, they're moving the ball okay. Underthrown ball. Can't we throw the ball deep enough? That's what he's been saying. We underthrow our deep balls all the time. First time Dorsey has been on the sideline, I think, all game. When we find him, yeah, he ain't even sitting down, though. Not sitting down. He's ready to go back in.
Elected to come back. Would have... consensus is he would have been a 1st-round draft pick, and he decided to return. In part, he said he wanted to be in control. Felt like if he had a good senior season, he would move up even higher in the draft. 3rd and 9. Blitz again. Across the middle, caught at the 29-yard line. That's a 1st down. Wesley Saunders, number 88. Another catch for Saunders, and that's an 11-yard gain.
That is a matchup that Steve knows he has in his pocket. Saunders, 88, matched up against Curtis Taylor. No, this time it's Stelz. It's number 16. Taylor's the other safety. He believes he can beat both of them man-to-man. Now, I can tell you he has a little square in and go against those safeties. He's saving it. See if it comes to the tight end, just like that.
See the numbers for Chris Smelly.
Right there.
Yep.
In and go. See if he does it. There it is. Didn't get it, though.
Yep, a little route underneath to Corey Boyd. He's got that. And it's going to be 1st and goal, South Carolina.
Yep, those matchups with those running backs. He was trying to get that tight end on a safety right here, going in and go, or out and go. This time it's Boyd that runs it underneath. Good job by Smelly. Did not think he had it. Stem and go, throws it to the back instead, and Highsmith goes right there. You got to put Dorsey back in.
That's the second time today. This is the second time that South Carolina has been inside the 20. They got a 1-yard touchdown run from Mike Davis, the first touchdown of the game. Fake the reverse, give it to Boyd, stuffed. Ollie Highsmith.
Well, Ollie Highsmith said, you just got me on that one-on-one pattern, and I just got you on that run between the tackles. We're even. And a one-on-one pass route, my guys didn't get the quarterback. I had to cover up. Yeah, well, this is what I can do. You can do some things, I can do some things.
Second down and goal. Clock running with 8:10 to go. Boyd 16 carries for 14 yards today. Quick setup. They come left side. And the pass is incomplete in the end zone, intended for Mo Brown, number 9.
The problem with throwing this fade route is LSU was playing in and out coverage. And again, Jackson knew he had help inside, so he could really overplay the fade. The ball needed to be thrown higher. When South Carolina was practicing those fades near the goal line, they wanted it up in the air and the receiver to jump up and catch it up at the high point. It wasn't thrown high enough.
Third and goal.
It looks like they're coming at him. Everybody's inside.
And again, the quick setup, inside route. Jason Barnes, incomplete. Fourth and goal. That was Jonathan Zenon, number 19, defending.
Jason Barnes.
If you're going to move the ball or throw the ball against this defense, you almost have to do it exactly right. I mean, that ball needed to be thrown low, and that one was thrown high.
Well, they're going for the field goal.
Well, maybe they got one of those fakes.
That's why
it doesn't make any sense at all.
I was just thinking, you're down by 21 points with 7:48 to go.
I don't get this one.
What good are 3 points going to do for you? It's a 23-yard effort.
Wow.
Line drive, it's good. Well, it's an 18-point margin. Sometimes I just don't understand.
Toyota presents Heroes of the Fall.
I don't know if I really knew if I could win the Heisman for one reason. First of all, you know, we were not in the division. You know, we was independent. And Herschel Walker was such a great running back. And Hugh Green from Pittsburgh was a great defensive player. And the odds of me winning wasn't very good. Winning the Heisman Trophy mean a whole lot, not only to me, but to my teammates, my coaching staff, and the people that were here. Certainly George Rogers is not the guy that was the best football player. There's a lot of players came through South Carolina, and I'm just one of them. And I just like to be remembered like that because that's just what kind of person I am.
Toyota, moving forward.
18-point. I'm trying to figure out Steve's logic here. I know he's got some somewhere. I figure if he gets 2 touchdowns, goes for 2 twice, he could still kick a field goal, but that's a lot of logic.
That is a lot of logic. Everybody up short in anticipation of the onside kick, and Trendon Holiday is the one-man back. He's got the ball out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
If it would have made it, you know, a 2-possession game, even if it was a 16-point, if he got it down to 16, I could, you know, sell it. I'm having trouble selling it.
Yep. Matt Flynn, 5th-year senior, had a stellar moment in a win over Miami 2 years ago in the Peach Bowl when Jamarcus Russell was injured. But today, bothered by the high ankle sprain, 8 of 19. Grew up in Tyler, Texas. His dad, Alvin, was a quarterback at Baylor in the mid-'60s. And he told us he went to an Alabama-Tennessee game and saw SEC football, became a fan. And so when LSU offered, he didn't think about staying at home in Texas. Here's the handoff to Jacob Hester.
Well, like I said, I was, you know, watching him. He has the ability to manage a game. Now today, I just throw out today's game. Just throw this thing out. This coming off an injury, the way the weather is, you know, the way they were able to run the ball, I think he's just managing this game, getting it through. And it's going to be tough to run the ball here, I think, against South Carolina. They're selling out to it. And, you know, let's see if they can. If you can mash out a first down when everybody knows you want to run the ball, that's the sign of an offensive line that can really win you games.
Here's the toss. Sean Jordan leading the way. Yep. Jacob Hester. Well, Alvin and Ruth Flynn have made the trip over from Tyler, Texas, and they're with Tracy Wolfson. Trace?
Yeah, that's right, Vern. I'm here with Ruth Flynn, Matt's mom, and Ruth. It has been a long time that Matt's waited to finally get this opportunity to start. How hard was that for him?
Well, there's two things about Matthew. He is very competitive, and ever since he was a junior, he wanted to be a Tiger. It didn't matter what was going to happen. He was going to come and be a Tiger. He always, prepared like he was going to start each week. So he was an inspiration to us for the 4 years. And so obviously we're blessed, we're thrilled, we're excited. It's great.
Well, I'm also here with Alvin Flynn, who was, as you mentioned, Vern, a quarterback at Baylor. And Alvin, we heard a little story that you had a chance to actually start here at Tiger Stadium, and an interesting experience. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I did. When I was at Baylor, we played here in Tiger Stadium, and when we did our pregame warm-ups, went back in the dressing room and had a pep talk, whatever, and everybody was excited. And the first player out the dressing room, swinging doors, opened it up, and the tiger cage was about 3 feet out there, and it hit the tiger cage. He roared, pawed out the cage, scared us to death. We ended up, the only way we could get to the field was to walk single file against the wall, sliding against the wall with a tiger rattling the cage right in front of us. That little thing they did back then kind of unnerved a team, and it did. It was an experience.
Well, I have one more question for you. Is your son Matt Flynn or Matt Damon?
Well, he's had a lot of people say that he favored Matt Damon, and he does, I guess. But I guess we have to live with old Matt Flynn.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck.
All right, Tracy, thank you. 4th and 5 now, 28-10.
87. Jared Mitchell, 4th down. Tigers.
And LSU continues to hold on to this 28-10 lead.
Ryan Perlew that time on that bootleg, it's really tough. You can fade a little bit when you're in the pocket and throw a ball, but when you're on the run and you fade at the same time, you have nothing in the throw. He was kind of losing ground and running at the same time to the side, and that ball just went right into the ground.
Patrick Fisher on again. Kenny McKinley is the deep man. This one is boom. That's by far the best punt of the day for Fisher, but it goes into the end zone. It'll come back to the 20-yard line. 51-yard punt, nothing on the return. I sure can.
I think they'll be favored in the rest of their games again now. And then Wisconsin's their tough one. Ohio State at the end, obviously, right?
Well, let's see if there's a clamor to get them in the BCS championship game then.
That was Vern, everybody.
first down and 10. Oh, Tracy Wolfson would like that. She's an alum. And here's the flip out of the backfield. It's incomplete. Well, SEC with Florida and LSU leading the way. How about the Pac-10? There's some really good quality teams out there. In addition, I mean, Southern Cal, obviously.
Yeah, and I think it's, their offenses have always been pretty good. And I think they've just been called out so much on defense now that, the bar is being raised. And you better start playing something or USC is going to embarrass you. You have to play better. That level of that conference will come up slowly because of USC's excellence. 2nd down and 10. Chris Smelly is back across the middle into triple coverage. And that one incomplete, intended for Wesley Saunders, number 88. Ollie Highsmith was the closest defender. Well, I still think this South Carolina team, they're not getting a lot of yards today. You can see it. Last one there against Arkansas, but not going to get a lot of yards against this defense. It's still the future for them. And remember, Florida goes to South Carolina.
Absolutely. That's a November game.
Beat them 2 years ago. Could have beat them last year.
Jarvis Moss with 2 blocked kicks in that game. Here's Smelly, right side. Wide open is Mo Brown, number 9. And motors out near the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 26.
Simple pass pattern. You just go one guy curl, one guy go out, one guy come in, one guy out, one guy curl right in the middle. Passing 101. There's the lane. Stop, throw. Defensive back slips down, Zenon does, and throw it right at his face mask. Mo Brown, who's had trouble hanging on the ball occasionally, has been in and out of the starting lineup. If you don't catch the ball, you don't get to start.
First down and 10.
Smelly has looked good.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
I sure do think he has. Started once this year. That was the season opener when Blake Mitchell was suspended. First down and 10. Here's Smelly going near side, and there's one.
Drop.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
It looked that time that Mo Brown slipped a little and never really refocused. When you slip, I don't know, was it him? Yes, he did. When you slip, you kind of, no matter what, when you see how his eyes were low and they started to move up with tracking the ball, he just misjudged it. Should have had it, obviously should have had it, but you got to keep your feet. That ball's halfway on you in this Spurrier passing game. It's on you when you let it go.
Second down and 10. Blake Mitchell started the game for the most part ineffective today. He was 7 of 16 for 70 yards. Smelly now 10 of 22 for 128. Blitz across the middle. They caught him. Great call. Fine pass. Mike Davis being chased and caught from behind by Jonathan Zenon.
Yep, it's gimmick play. Gimmick play. You pretend like you're going to block the blitzing linebacker. You see the zero coverage called all the way. Just drop it off to the running back and could easily be a touchdown.
It's a gain of 38, so they're gouging out yardage here in the fourth quarter.
There'd be some anxious people around here if this was a two-touchdown game, a two-possession game right now.
And then you go back to the decision by Spurrier to go for 3 and kick the field goal. Interesting. 3:48 to go. Corey Boyd is the running back behind Chris Smelly. McKinley in the slot. They look in the corner for McKinley and overthrowing. Curtis Taylor was covering. Second and goal.
They had all the plays. The little shade slant where they hid behind one player. This time they ran a little hitch and go. Steve knows he's got a chance to get it, and just a little bit high. A little too high. Just a little. Chris, I gave it to you. I gave you the touchdown. All you got to do is make the play. Beautiful play caller. I don't think there's ever been a better play caller in college football than Steve Spurrier.
One of 14 head coaches who still call their own plays. Second and goal. Mo Brown and Chris Smelly not on the same page that time. Third and goal. Now, this was before the game. Look.
Yep, how to do the ball. Don't move it around. Keep it quiet. He says, keep the ball quiet. Just put it up there and throw it. Don't rock it back and forth.
Third and goal. Timeout. Well, he spent 2 years in the National Football League. It's really great to have him back on the sidelines in college ball. 3:33 to go, 28-10 LSU. They've got Tulane next week and then at home against Florida. And, of course, Florida takes on Auburn at home next week. That is possibly one of our games. We'll either be in Jacksonville for Alabama, Florida State, or in Gainesville for Florida Auburn. That decision coming up tomorrow. And obviously depends on what goes on tonight. Alabama's got a big game at home against Mark Richt and the Georgia Bulldogs. Third and goal here. Smelly under pressure. Smelly's down.
Face mask.
Yep. Marlon Favorite.
Yep. I think it was over. Play was over. Smelly dips just when Favorite comes out there, and you can see it. That's going to be a personal foul, too, and automatic first down. Yep, this thing was over. Yeah, face mask. He'd do it. He's looking at that scoreboard now. They got a replay up there, number 1. He's looking at a number 2. He's looking at the score and trying to figure out the strategy here. That was a good aggressive play. That happens. I mean, he wasn't reaching for that. He just reached out and grabbed him.
It does result in a first down.
Yeah, it's automatic first down.
First and goal with 3:21 to go. McKinley and Brown, Mo Brown to the left side. Backs in the eye. Boyd is the deep back. There's the audible from Chris Smiley. Draw play. Boyd goes right. Picks up 2 yards. Glenn Dorsey with the tackle. 28-10 LSU. They were behind 7-0 on a first quarter drive and then scored 21 unanswered. The key play was a fake field goal, a flip from Matt Flynn to Colt David to make it 21-7. They extended that to 28-7, and then South Carolina, down by 21 points on fourth down, decided to go for a Ryan Suckup field goal, and it's 28-10 right now. Here's the toss. This one might get in. Well, no, sir.
Might not.
Might not.
They got some great closing speed, don't they, for that defense? That's a big back right there, Corey Boyd. And look at that. That is Ollie Highsmith again, right on that play. Boyd's got Highsmith a few times, and Highsmith has gotten Boyd a few times.
3rd and 1. 3rd and goal from the 1. 2 minutes to go. Mike Davis is the running back now. Stafford is the fullback.
Will he throw the fade outside? Yes, he will.
And he's got him open. Yep. Touchdown, Kenny McKinley.
Yeah, he had to throw the fade. There was 10 guys in the box. You just got to go. You practice it every day. You're good at it. You had to throw it. McKinley came down, I think, just with his right foot in the back of the end zone that time. One-on-one. Match up against Zenon right there. Ball's inside a little bit too much. His right foot comes right in the yellow. You saw it.
Kenny McKinley, the best of the returning receivers this year, and he makes the catch. Well thrown ball.
Yep. It could have been outside, but so what? It was good enough, deep enough.
And the play is under review up in the press box. The SEC replay official to see if his foot did it. It appeared to us it did.
Yes. Now it's all yellow, and there's a white border, so it should be very clear with these white shoes. Let's see. Right foot.
Yeah.
It looks to me like it does. I don't see any white yet.
Al Ford is the replay official. Well, let's expand the look, even though it's fuzzy. There it is. Another angle from the end zone camera. That's
here. I think here's the definitive look right here.
Yeah,
look at that. There it is. Good. Yellow all around the toe.
Yep. McKinley says, yes, I've got it. Zenon says,
the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Yep. So 28-16.
And you have to go for 2, obviously, to make it a 10-point game.
Right. 1:41 to go.
Just think if there was a, if there was a one-possession game right now. I think this is, in a way, good for both teams here. Now, so you obviously want to win the game, but they hung in the game for South Carolina. They're going to get a chance, if they do their job, to play LSU again. Okay, they can play them again. For LSU, it serves notice that they better be ready to play in this conference. They're not going to roll through this conference.
The try for 2 as South Carolina trails by 12. Batted down. It will stay at 12. Tyson Jackson, number 93, knocked it down.
Yeah, you're going to do it. Jackson knows that you're trying to throw a hitch pass to the outside. You better get it off quick because these big guys around you are going to eat it.
The margin remains 12. .141 to go, 28-16 now. And Spencer Lanning will kick off for South Carolina. First time he has been on the field today. Everybody expecting the onside kick. Holiday comes up. He's the only one who's deep. Here's the try. Oh!
Let's got it.
I think South Carolina may have it.
I think they might too. It's going to be very interesting.
Oh! LSU.
This ball should have been cleanly handled. It wasn't, but he got the arm out there and got it back. Holy cow. See all those garnet shirts around it. I thought clearly
yeah, I did
he
too.
Got it.
Richard Murphy was the guy who bobbled it or had it carom off his body.
I think South Carolina only has, what, one timeout left? Is that right?
Yes.
Stop the clock one more time.
And so Brandon LaFell, they will take a knee. Matt Flynn out. And let's see if Steve Spurrier elects to stop the clock at final time.
Well, it'll be interesting when Florida comes in here, won't it?
I think so.
Can Tebow run the ball against these guys and this defense? And interestingly, Spurrier said if there's any, remember I said in the open, if there's any weaknesses, this guy will find it. He found some probing weaknesses that'll now be on the field. And how about what Bo Pelini told us, we didn't use it early in this game, is he has been watching tape of Florida and has been coming up with some ideas of how he wants to stop the spread. Will that not be interesting?
We'll be here. Hope all of you will too. Second down, 28-16. There's Bo Pelini.
Yep, Bo says he's got an idea. He thinks he's got an idea. How about my idea is that you use number 72 in that idea somehow?
Very astute observation.
Right. Somehow, in this idea that you have, Bo, number 72 better be in the middle of it. I'm sure he will be.
Glenn Dorsey, the All-American defensive tackle. And a knee will be taken here. First time in the last 4 games that LSU has not exceeded 40 points. They had scored 4 in a row, plus 40. Ruby Tuesday, player of the game, defensive tackle Glenn Dorsey. 8 single tackles, a sack, and congratulations from Steve Spurrier. I think South Carolina can walk out of here thinking, you know what? We acquitted ourselves admirably.
Right. I think Steve would say, I'll play you again. I'll play you in that fast carpet in Atlanta, and we show we can play with you. Now, next time, maybe we can beat you. But you know what? A lot of work to get there. A lot of work to get there.
Now it's time for the 5-star play of the game presented by Wrangler, and with the call, Jim Hawthorne of the LSU Tiger Radio Network.
Thank you for your support.
32-yard attempt. There's a snap. Now it's a fake and the flip over to David, and he is going to score. Holy cow, what a play! What about that, old ball coach?
Well, I tell you, I said it.
Well, that kind of turned the tide. Late first half, and our final score here, Louisiana State University wins it 28-16 to remain undefeated and no doubt continue as the number 2 team in the country. They've got Tulane next. South Carolina goes back home. Our final score, 28-16. For Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, thanks for being with us. Colt David will celebrate late into the evening in Baton Rouge.